Yes, what's up, y'all? How are y'all doing? Y'all, we got a fun show today, busy show today. We are, good content that we offering the viewers. So shout out to all of the viewers out there, all 14,000 plus of you. Thank you so very much for coming on here. So we're gonna talk about a YouTuber that jumped off a bridge. Okay. A lot of people don't know of this story, but it was a YouTuber that jumped off a bridge. We're going to share this. A black YouTuber actually jumped off a bridge and broke his skull. So it was this YouTuber. He did this. He had his friend, I believe she was white, recording him literally jump off a bridge. Okay. You all can definitely go on his YouTube channel and see it. But Rescue noticed that Fomba, a YouTuber by the name Fomba wanted to impress people and be known for something. So he decided to jump off a bridge and splash into a rocky river. He is now recovering from a fractured skull. Published on Black Friday, the inspiring young black YouTuber uploaded a video of himself where he drove to the Pennybacker Bridge in Austin, Texas, climbed and arched the roof and drove into the water. Based on the video, Fomba landed face first in the water, which explained his fractured skull. Fortunately, Fomba waited for rescues on a boat before deciding to jump. Otherwise, he may have died. And of course, you see that's the video when he posted it on there. He literally jumped from the top of the bridge and he jumped in water. Okay. According to TMZ, Rescue noticed Fumble was hurt and called EMT. His motivation for jumping off the bridge are unclear, other than he stated his goal, which was to leave a mark. So we got the reason why he jumped off the bridge. And we have an exclusive interview with him, and we're gonna play that interview. And he told us, so y'all bear witness the sound because he was in the car. So if you are in here, just bear with the sound and stuff like that. But you pretty much get a gist of what he was saying. So I'm gonna screen share the interview. Give me a second. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna screen share it so you all can see it. Shout out to people in the chat. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go and screen share this. Okay, give me a second so you all can see it. Okay, here we go. TMZ, you're literally trending right now. The big question, you on TMZ, you're literally trending right now. What made you jump off the bridge? What made you do that?
Well, the thing is, I'm a YouTuber, and to me, I thought it was like, I don't know, amazing height, and like, it looks scary. I don't think anyone else would try to do that. I filmed like drunk interviews on 6th Street in Austin here, and I just decided to record the jump.
So like, it wasn't like, you pretty much, when I read one of your comments, you said you did it because you took a risk. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say you did this to go viral. So did you do this to go viral?
No, I did not do this to go viral. Okay. I just saw it as another YouTube video.
Okay. So how long you been a YouTuber?
Like, if you think about it, the only reason why it's viral is because that height is so high. But to me, I just saw it as another YouTube video.
Did you know that you possibly could have gotten killed?
Yes, I know that.
So what did you tell your parents? Did you tell your parents like, "Hey, mom, I'm going to jump off a bridge"?
No, I didn't tell my parents. Everyone have a different relationship with their parents. My family thought it was crazy just to move to New York with $0 in my pocket. I know no one there, just for YouTube, just to like. And I moved to New York not because, my family saw it as something crazy with a kid that hasn't traveled before, with no traveling experience, with no money in my pocket. I didn't move there just to look cool. I moved there because there's opportunities to film like cool stuff. So that's why I moved to New York. Same with this jump. I did it for a YouTube content, for YouTube video.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to compete with the white YouTubers? Because they do crazy stuff like that.
in my video before I jumped, I said, hopefully this video motivates you to chase after your dreams. It didn't mean go jump off of a bridge. What it really meant was, hey, look at someone that's willing to risk their life to chase after their dreams. If your dream doesn't require you to even put your life in danger, why not go for it if it's worth it?
Wow. Okay, so what was the response after you jumped? Like, what was the response? I know you get media attention. Have people reached out? Are you getting love? Are you getting hate?
It's 50-50 right now. If you go on my YouTube video that I uploaded, I have more hate than
You say you have more hate? Hello?
love, a thumbs down. Like, there's always going to be someone that look down on you and someone that praise you. It's always going to be good and bad.
Okay. So what is your goal as you a new YouTube? How long you been doing YouTube?
I've been doing it for a year and like 6 months.
A year and 6 months. So now you're finally getting the attention. So what is your next video going to be? What's your next content going to be? What's like your next content going to be?
So I'm not like, the channel isn't a stunt channel. My channel isn't a stunt channel. Like, I'm not.
Okay.
It is because I have my body is capable of, and I decided to jump, believing highly of myself, and thanks to God, I didn't die or didn't end up in a critical position. But my content is like social interactions with people in public. Mostly, if you go look at my page, there's girls on there, but over time, it can change. I can try to change it in a different way, but it's mostly like interviews, social interactions in public. That's my channel.
Okay, but as of right now, you're not gonna jump off no more bridges. You're not gonna jump off any more bridges.
I might. I'm not sure.
What? You might again?
For fun.
Really? Wow. So when you was that high with your heart beating fast, were you nervous? Were your heart?
No, I wasn't nervous. So the thing is, I actually started climbing.
Okay.
And I noticed wave and say, hey, record. So it was all for, let me try to create a stunt and go viral. Like, this was all for the video. Like, this was just for my YouTube channel, so I can put this on my YouTube channel.
Okay. So you did it all for YouTube. Wow. Are you gaining in subscribers?
So what is it?
Are you like getting more subscribers?
Yeah. I just hit like 1K last night, and
wow.
My first 1K subscribers, and also on Instagram. So
you new at this, you already making an impact, and it's people that's been doing it for years don't get that media attention like you. So obviously you're doing something right when it comes to the media part. Is there anything else you want to share to promote yourself, where they can find you
at? Well, my name is Fomba, and when you put Fomba anywhere on any social media, it should be the same name everywhere: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. It's the same name everywhere. I'm just gonna keep on doing YouTube videos. What is it? Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna keep on doing YouTube videos. That's what I really want to do with my life. I like documenting my life, so I can look back and see what I've done, and hopefully, during my journey, I impact people to also live their dreams, chase their dreams, and try to make their life better and have a happier life. We weren't built to just uh, do a 9 to 5 and um, go to bed, and one day we wake up, we're 95 years old. Like I feel like every person has something special in them, and they need to share it.
Right. So as a hospital, so no brain damage or anything like that.
Yeah, I got a little not brain damage, but my skull was fractured, and I was bleeding a little, but it wasn't serious enough to have it operated on. There, there was a tube in my chest because there was air around my lungs that weren't supposed to be there, so the tube sucked all of that. Everything is going well. I'm just recovering really fast, and doctors are saying I'm lucky to be alive.
Oh wow. Yeah, you are looking. That was a high impact. That was the impact that you took. So I want to say thank you for coming on the show. I know you're busy. Thank you for taking this opportunity to come on the Wiley Show. And I'm gonna re-air this in about 30 or 40 minutes. So I'm gonna have your links so they can know where to find you. So
For sure,
thank
for
you.
sure.
All right, thank you so much, brother. All right, so that
Yeah,
was
sure.
the interview with Fomba. Okay, so the young man literally could have died. You know what I'm saying? It was very dangerous. The only reason why I think he's alive now is because when he jumped off the bridge, the rescuers was the boats were right there, and so by the time he hit the water, they came and rescued him, and they called the EMTs. But he did have some bleeding in the brain. He did have some bleeding in the brain, but it's no serious brain error. His skull was fractured. So it's really sad. And he told me, he said, "Listen, Wiley, I will jump off a bridge again." He said it. He said, "I would do it again." And so in the video, you literally see him say, "I'm going to jump off the bridge. I hope the police doesn't stop me. I hope I don't get a fine." And the white girls that was there, they were egging it on. They were having a phone recording it. He have a lot of white, supporters. And I asked him a question. I said, "Are you doing this to do, white YouTubers do this crazy stuff? Are you doing this to compete with the white YouTubers?" And he said, "No, I just did it because I took a risk and I haven't feared." And I'm like, I told even offline, I said, "You could have died for this." I do personally believe he's going to do this again because he's addicted to this attention, as well as a lot of YouTubers will do a lot of things for fame. Will jump off a bridge for a click and for a view. And, you see how TMZ picked it up and all of these other media outlets picked it up and talked about it. So people are looking at that and they are obsessed with this amount of attention that you will get by, sitting there and posting that you're jumping off a bridge, because you will get all this attention. It gets the people talking. Now, when he did the video, it is no shade. When I looked at the video, as of right now, the video garnered 97,000 views, and it got 990 likes, but a 1.3K dislikes. And I'm going to read some of the comments. They said, "Bro, I am sorry, but this is the dumbest thing I ever seen. You could have died so easily. Please be safe." And this is from a YouTuber named Jesse. He have a 438,000 subscribers. Another person comment on here said, "I guess 30 years in a wheelchair could be considered a dream." Another person said, I'm a dream chaser, bro. The only thing you're chasing is death." Another person comments, sorry, this have to be the dumbest idea of a lifetime. This ain't chasing a dream, it's chasing a death wish. Another person comment on here and said, the beginning of this video sound like a suicide note, and it's scary how clueless those girls are. Another person comment, those hospital bills going to be worse than the fines you were talking about. Another person comments about, I'm a dream chaser. What's the dream here? Likes and comments, more like clout chaser. Another person comment, jumping from a bridge isn't a dream. Being famous on social media is not worth your life. That this won't last long. Please get some help after this. Another person comment, dude is chasing his dream of the sweet embrace of death. Another person comment, I suspect you consider the options of dying or getting rich by not living in a state that requires care for the rest of your life. You could be paralyzed. Your YouTube fame wouldn't be enough to see you through the years and decades of dependence on others. And your life wouldn't be much of a dream, nor would it be a dream for the people in your life who would have to take care of you. The skull fracture may be enough to handicap you long term. I don't know if that slow, strange speech is typical for you or not, but this isn't any kind of inspiration to others to chase their dreams. The folks responded positively to this must be as troubled as you. I hope you are enlightened enough to change your messaging about this before others trouble vulnerable kids follow your example. Another person comment, this is like recording a suicide. Another person said, taxpayers paying for this medical bills, while he's risking his life for views. Okay. So it's really sad. And he's literally getting dragged in the comments, and he should get dragged because this is dangerous. Do not try that. That is foolish. It's plenty ways to garner attention to chase your dreams, okay, other than jumping off a bridge. That's just foolish. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of people that are doing these crazy antics for a click and a view. It's like an addiction. Like, it ain't that important to be doing that, because let's just say, hey, okay, you got 97,000 views. Was it worth it? You have a fractured skull and you possibly have potential brain damage. No telling what is the health risk that's you're going to dealing with in your later years in life. All for a click, all for a view. Come on now. All for a click, all for a view. It's not that important, people. So I asked him about his parents. His parents was frightened about it. They didn't like it. They didn't endorse this at all. And he did this, and it was very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. That is not cool. You're out here jumping off a bridge for a click, for a view. Is it that important? No, it's not. And it's not cool to be jumping off a bridge for a click and a view. I'm going to say that again. That's not cool, people. And so he's getting dragged, and I hope that he take this advice. But unfortunately, I will not be shocked if I see him jumping off a bridge again. And, you know, it's even going to be hard for his family to even put him in some insurance, because they will, even if he have insurance, if they find out that he is doing this, they will literally boot him off the air. If they find out that he is, if they find out that he is actually doing this, they will literally boot him off their insurance policy if they find out that he's jumping off the bridge. Because I can remember some that 50 Cent did with a bridge, or some he took a high risk doing something. His insurance company said, you got one more time to do that, and we're going to take you off our insurance. We're going to boot you off this insurance. You're going to lose your insurance. So he had to stop that. So if he's not careful, his family won't even be able to put him in insurance, because he's such a risk when it comes to this, when it comes to what he's doing and his antics on social media. So y'all need to be very careful with that. And of course, I do believe those white girls don't care about him at all. And you got to, you know, don't very care about him at all. They're think that's so, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And then one of the white girls is like, oh my gosh, should I zoom out? Should I zoom out right now? And he's right there. Oh my God, yeah. And they just egging it on. And what he's doing is very foolish. You ain't see he had no black girls. He have no sisters. He have no sisters there, okay? Let's be clear. It was not a sister in sight. They were all white and just egging it on. And that's just so foolish. And thank God it was people, those boats, that was there to get him the help that he needed. Thank God. Okay? So, you know, okay, I just, Okay, now we will open up the phone lines if anybody want to call in at the end of the show. We'll just do it like that. So that was our first segment, and if you all miss it, I will re-upload that interview for us at all. So we want to thank him for coming on the show. And so when people say, "Hey, Wiley don't have no content," I don't listen to him because every time you say that, I just show you and produce great content. Now I want to talk about Laverne Cox. She has been trending in the news. Something happened. She was targeted. So I'm gonna watch this video together. That was on the list for people to talk about. So I want to talk about it and everything like that. Let's go to it. Let's go. Y'all know who she is, Laverne Cox. She was on. I was about to say she was on Two Man the Lady. Let me stop. She was on The Orange Is the New Black, and so y'all know who she is. Very famous, and she's a transgender woman, and she was targeted in a transphobic attack during a recent trip. Is not safe in the world. So let's see what she had to say. Okay, let me unmute it. Give me a second. Okay, it's muted.
So I'm in shock and I'm triggered. And I'm on Instagram Live now. So I just went out to, I went for a walk with a friend, a social distance walk with a friend. And then we passed this guy, and the guy very aggressively asked for the time. And like when people, you know, talk to me on the street, I usually kind of ignore them. That's just the New Yorker in me, I think. But he very aggressively like asked for the time as he passes us. And my friend who I'm with tells him the time, looks at his watch and tells him the time. And then the guy who had asked for the time says to my friend, guy or girl, my friend says, fuck off. I'm walking. I'm hearing all this is happening like in a split second. And then all of a sudden, to share this, something just happened that was, I'm kind of in shock. I'm a little, is attacking my friend. And I look back and I'm like, I was like, what is happening? The guy's like hitting my friend. And then my friend is like going towards him. And I'm like, holy shit. And I pull out my phone and I call 911 to dial 911. And all of a sudden it's over and the guy is gone. I just got home. Oh my God. Yeah, definitely in shock, definitely triggered. He is a friend who who's had trans friends before, and he's gone on dates with trans people. It wasn't a date or anything. But he was like, yeah, I've been out with trans people before in public. And he was like, that's never happened. And I was like, yeah, it's happened to me a lot. No, I mean, it doesn't always come to blows. It doesn't always get physical. But yeah, I mean, I've had a whole history. If any of you have heard my story, I have a long history of street harassment in New York. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter who you are, you know, you can be like Laverne Cox. It's attacking my friend, whatever that means. And yeah, if you're trans, you know, it just doesn't, you know, you're gonna experience stuff like this. Luckily, my friend is safe. Luckily, I'm safe. But I'm definitely triggered. I'm like, I'm gonna text my therapist after this too, whatever that means.
Right. So she did call 911 because Cox claimed that after her friend told the man to F off, he began hitting her friend before leaving. When Cox pulled out her phone to dial 911, neither she or her friend suffered any physical injuries, but to her, the man intent was clear. The dude was looking for trouble because I happen to be a trans person in public. She continued, that's all it felt like. This isn't shocking to me. Obviously, this is my life. I've dealt with this a lot, but it never fails to be shocking. I guess I've been trans my whole life. I've been harassed and bullied my whole life. None of this is new, but it's still just kind of like, why do you need to be aggressive? I start blaming myself. We were walking in the park. We weren't doing anything. It's important to remind myself and remind you that when these things happen, it's not your fault. That there are people not cool with you existing in the world. Cox also opened up about how the incident reminded her of an ugly truth regarding transphobia in society. It's not safe in the world, she said. I don't like to think about that a lot, but it is the truth. It is not safe if you are a trans person. The Human Rights Campaign reports that at least 39 trans and gender non-conforming people have been killed this year. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be like Laverne Cox, whatever that means. She continues. If you're trans, you're going to experience stuff like this. Okay. I want to give my thoughts on this, and this is me being 100% real with this. It's a lot that trans women go through. Okay. Especially Black trans women. You know, they get harassed, they get dogged out, they get talked about on a regular, and they could just be walking, minding their own business, and already they would get nasty comments. Oh my gosh, that's a man. Oh my gosh, that's a dude. And it's really crazy to that they could just be walking, minding their own business, not bothering nobody, and will get verbally harassed. And that's not cool. Laverne Cox is a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful actress. And it is so sad how people would just bother you just because who you are in your existence. And I'm not cool with that. Like, leave people alone. If she's not bothering you, if she's not, coming to you and addressing you and bothering you, then let's don't randomly just come up to her and just randomly just be disrespectful to her. Like, come on, that's not cool. Like, that's not cool at all. I felt for her. I kind of teared up when I heard that happened to Laverne Cox, because she don't bother nobody, even though, she's bougie. She like the white people. She don't too much care for, us Black folks like that. She don't. She rarely come to Black Pride. I'm just saying she love the white folks, and I guarantee that friend was not Black. That friend probably was white. Probably was a Karen. I'm just not trying to speak against her. That doesn't take away from her, but I'm just saying what I'm saying. She don't too much like us chocolate folks like that. Okay, once she got that orange to do Black check, she said, skip you Black folks. Skip ya! I'm with the white folks. I'm just saying, that probably was a Karen right there and there. I'm just saying, now, if you come up, I'm just saying. She's in the park, with somebody white, and then, you with somebody white. I was at a social distance walk. It was wasn't no social distance walk. Who are you around? But okay, I can really go in about Laverne Cox, but, I had a friend, he was a promoter, and he had asked her to come to a show. He tried to book her for an event. Baby, that Laverne Cox, the price that she wanted was a lot of money. I said, that's because she's hanging around the girls, the white girls, okay? She hanging around Karen, all right? Okay, so, but I'm saying, like, it just really, really, I'm just saying, respect her. That's not cool to be disrespectful to her. She's a trans woman, beautiful woman. That does not make it right for you to come up to her and be aggressive and be negative and be like, come on now. Stop it. Let's stop playing. Stop playing with me. That don't give you the right to come up to her. I don't care if she with Karen, Becky, and whoever. That does not give you the right to come up to her and do all of that crazy stuff at all. Okay. All right. So I want to get into Ice-T. Okay. Ice-T posted this on Twitter. He said, my father-in-law Coco's dad was a serious no masker. He's no masker. Okay. COVID hit him. Pneumonia in both lungs, 40 days in ICU, close to death. Now he's on oxygen indefinitely. Oh, he's a believer now. Hashtag COVID, this not a game. See, I'm trying to tell y'all, COVID is real. You get people that say, oh, wait a minute now, man. Oh, wait a minute. And look, you get that COVID, you get that Rona, end up in that ICU with them ventilators. Now you got a mask. And then there's something else that's really going on with Rona. That Rona after effect. When Rona enters your body and you get rid of the Rona, then there's some folks that was healthy, young, healthy, was working out. That Rona got in their system and it left their system. But the after effects, the residuals of Rona, now you can't run like you used to. You can't walk like you used to. Your appetite ain't the same. And so doctors, they're scrambling because they don't even know how to treat those that have gotten past the Rona, and now it's like the after effect. So they really don't know. They really, really don't know what's going on. So I'm telling you, it is real. It is real. I see it. I have friends, coworkers that have gotten Rona. I have patients that I saw and went back. They gone because Rona came through, and it's really rough for people that is elderly. But you can be young. That don't mean that you get it bypassed because it's in your system, and then it goes to it's rough. Look at what's going on with Jermaine. He was battling with Rona. I don't know how he's doing now. We're going to pray for him, but it's real. But People still going to these concerts, they still going to these booking events, and they acting like it's not real. But when you catch it, then you're gonna be looking like a fool. You're gonna be like, oh my God, I can just imagine what goes through your head when you say, I don't want to wear no man, I don't believe in man. Then that Rona catch you, reach down in your throat, in your belly, down in your lungs, in your brain, and they were talking about because I work in healthcare, so I have to see a lot of this stuff, and I read a lot of stuff about Rona and the effects of it. They were talking, they were doing autopsy on people that passed from Rona, right? And they was talking about how it affected the brain, the lung, the chest, so the heart. It affects so many areas, the kidney, so many areas up in the body. It ain't just the lungs, right? So they don't really know the effects and the seriousness. Really, the doctors are scrambling about the effects of Rona, right? Because they put out a false narrative and said, hey, young folks, y'all ain't gonna get it. No, young people are getting it. The hospitals are seeing more and more young people contracting this virus, and they're filling up these hospitals, okay? Healthy, never been in the hospital, never had no previous existing conditions, right? And they're catching this and they're getting sick and they're on ventilators, and some not here to tell their story. They're gone. So people, be aware, be vigilant, understand. It is not, they don't take away from you being a citizen because I say put on a mask. Put on a mask. Have your hand sanitizer. If you sick, stay at home. Don't be in crowded buildings with hundreds upon hundreds of people. Don't go to the club. Don't go to the strip club. Stay at home. Don't put your life and others at risk because you want to go twerk. Because you want to go twerk and dance. Stop. That ain't cool. That's not cool at all. And you're going to see a lot of these celebrities. It's really going to be a shockwave in this afternoon. All these celebrities you're going to hear. It ain't that now. A lot of these celebrities don't care because they got to pay their bills like the city girls. Ain't nobody checking for the city girls. So they'll go and pack out an event because they need those couple of $1,000s. But is that worth putting your life and others at risk? Because the city girls ain't going to be there for you in the hospital and come visit you. They ain't going to be able to come visit you because why? It's because it's a virus. Okay? So speaking about twerking, it was a restaurant, right? And everybody want me to talk about this restaurant that, it was a guy, he owns this restaurant, and he told the people in the restaurant, don't twerk. Take that stuff somewhere else. But in my restaurant, don't twerk in the restaurant. So a lot of people were saying, why is he saying this? He was like, don't twerk in my restaurant. They was answering twerking. So some people was like, oh my gosh, she shouldn't say this. What the name of the restaurant is True Kitchen's Cocktails, and he literally let them have it. And people was like, he shouldn't have said that. Why is he saying these type of things? And it was a statement that he wrote. He said, thanks for the post. I appreciate your comments and will share a bit more. There were 3 tables that have been spoken to about twerking. They were approached very politely less than 10 minutes before. Despite this, the last young lady decided to stand in our booths, in our seats, place her hands against the glass window and start twerking on the glass. This is one of the customers, right? And it was, enough was enough. Not only that lady, but for 3 tables of women who were the only ones in our restaurant to act this way. As for music, we created True for it to be a place music could be enjoyed while we sit and eat. No song played is an excuse to stand on our furniture and do what this lady did. There are places for this, and Truth is not one. As for my delivery, oh no, this the owner. As for my delivery, I can assure you I was a gentleman earlier, but my nice word wasn't respected. True will be for some and not all. This is okay. Now, only thing that I have a problem with, I don't care about the message. It was for me, the delivery, cussing and all of that. You don't have to cuss. You could be stern, but you ain't got to be disrespectful, okay? You could be stern, you have to be disrespectful, but it's a restaurant. I don't want you to be spreading your yoni juice and your booty juice while I'm trying to eat my steak dinner. While I'm trying to eat my corn, my steak dinner, and my rice, I don't want to be smelling your sweat, musk, and yoni booty juice around when I'm trying to eat with my family. I don't want to see that you twerking. That ain't the place to be. Now you meet me, and somewhere else, and then you can do that. There's a time and place, but this ain't no time. This is for us to eat. Rona is running rapid, and I don't want you to be smelling your yoni, your musty yoni in my face while I'm trying to eat. Sit down somewhere. Everything ain't deserving for a twerk. Twerk at home if you want to twerk. But when you come in this restaurant, and for me in this restaurant, it's for you to sit and eat and leave and tip your waitress or waiter. But you ain't sitting here twerking. This ain't no strip club. You would get rebuked if that was my restaurant. You ain't nowhere in the world you get up there trying to twerk. Oh, let me get up. Oh, like, no, girl, sit down, ma'am. Get some home training. Ain't no good song in the world that could be coming on and make you want to put your nasty hands on the glass. Sit down somewhere. I always want to twerk. You would have got rebuked and thrown out of the restaurant by my security. My security would have thrown you out of the restaurant if that was the Wiley International Restaurant. If that was the Wiley Soul Food Restaurant, you would have got thrown out. My security, I would throw them out. Throw them out like they threw out Jazz when Jazz would act foolish on the Fresh Prince run. That's how you would have got thrown out. You in that nasty thong of you trying to twerk. And half of them was twerking. Wasn't that good looking in the first place? So sit down. I could just imagine that smell in that restaurant. I'm just saying. Okay. This my song. This my song. I want to get up here. This my song. Like, sit down. It ain't that much twerking in the world. You can twerk at home. Just ghetto. Ghetto. I knew they were black. You didn't even have to tell me. I know there was some African Americans. I knew it, and they were. They ain't disappointed by assessment, my vision. I said, I know that them is some African Americans. I knew it. I felt it in my bones. I just knew it. I said, them was Shaquana, them, Dominica, them, up there acting ignorant in that man restaurant. I knew it. And probably not even going to tip the waitress while you up there twerking. They probably the ones that's probably putting the zero and on the tip thing in my assessment. I just knew it. You ain't had to tell me. I told the producer. Them was some African Americans, wasn't it? I can't say the other name though. So one of them was some African American. My producer, she said it. Her name is Catherine. She said, yes, Wiley, they were African American. Okay, I ain't gonna say what I said before the live because I gotta be proper. I gotta, this corporate channel, I gotta be proper. We got sponsors, a lot of stuff I can't say, but I said something else before the live. But my producer said, well, yes, Wiley, they're African. I was like, okay, we'll talk about it in the same because y'all was like, Wiley, you gotta talk about it. Make no doggone sense up there twerking. That ain't no real. He really trying to have a good dining experience, not you shaking your butt. Sit down somewhere. It ain't that important. I got to be real careful because I've been dealing with my producers. We got a lot of new producers now. We're trying to be mainstream, okay? We're trying to be up there with Kevin Hart. So a lot of my producers, I got to watch what I say. I got to be more politically correct, okay? We're dealing with a lot of new producers, and they're a little white, and, I got a lot of Karens as producers down there telling me, they like, wow, you got to be, politically correct. So we want to thank all the African Americans that's in the house. Love you. We want to thank all the beautiful black women that's in the house. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. I love each and every one. All the natural hair wearers. We want to thank all the natural. If you got natural hair, we love all the natural hair wearers. Okay. No matter how many inches, we love those with the weaves. No matter how long the nails and the makeup, we love those with makeup and those that don't have any makeup. We love you from the bottom of my heart, okay? We love each and every one of you, okay? All right, we love you, black chocolate women, those that are light skinned. We love all y'all, okay? All right. We try to really be politically correct, okay? All right, shout out to Kevin Hart. I know you in the bush just watching, okay? Now, we want to talk about Summer Walker. She's getting dragged. Summer Walker slams her father for a child, London on the track, just 1 week after going public with pregnancy. She said this: Black men gotta start doing better when it comes to being a father. My grandfather had my grandfather lane, my father lane, this blank lane, LOL. And I guess the cycle will continue. I guess blank still dealing with the shackles of mental slavery, or blank back when the white man ripped your family from the family. Let me tell you something, Summer Walker. It's your fault that you got with a no good trifling man. You should have kept your legs closed and got on some birth control. You decided with your beautiful self, decided to sleep with this no good trifling man that have a track record of not taking care of his children, that court have to intervene to force him to take care of the children. So don't try to put it on him. You got to take part of the blame too, because you opened yourself and your yoni up for him to go inside you and lay a seed, and you knew that man wasn't no good, but you brushed it aside because that's London on the track. That was London on the track. So you allow him to put the seed in you. Now you realize that he ain't nothing, because now you got a baby now and you pregnant and all that. Now you know he ain't nothing. Now you want to talk trash. You should have thought that before you had your legs open, him putting that track inside your yoni. I don't have no sympathy for you. Only thing you got to do, get in line with the rest of the baby mamas, sue him for child support, and move on with your life, and do a documentary, or better yet, go on Zeus and go on Chance or something like that. Go on Zeus and find you a man. But who knows? But you got to be very cautious when you deal with men. Before you sleep with them, understand their character. If they ain't treating the other three baby mamas right, what it makes you think he's going to change and just treat you right? It's like, you got to understand that, baby girl. Like, you're beautiful, and I love you. You're a beautiful woman, and very beautiful. But you just, you got to take ownership of them. Don't try to make it all about the man. Yes, no good man out here, but you don't want to decide to sleep with that no good man. Because if you know your granddaddy wasn't nothing, your daddy wasn't nothing, so you know enough about no good men. So obviously you should have, known that London on the track wasn't no good. Now he's a good producer, but I just think he just one of those type of men that stick his peen, not really to being a good father and doing all this stuff like that. Like, come on. I just had to say that. And I still love you because you're a Black woman, and I stand with you. I'll be right there if you need me, to help you out. I'm right there. You're welcome to come on the show, sister. I love you, and I'm down to help you. We could get on the phone, talk, and text, and we could do all that type of good stuff. But it is what it is. But you knew that before you slide in there. All right. Now I'm over at the phone lines. Now, if any Black women or any of our sister, any women that want to call, or the brothers that want to call in, because I'm fired up and ready to go. I'm really fired up on this episode because last night was really a show. And the way how y'all cussed me out, y'all triggered Flame Monroe to come out of the bushes. Y'all triggered Flame Monroe to come out of the bushes yesterday. The way how y'all dragged me so much. All my beautiful Black women, y'all triggered Flame Monroe, he, she, we, out the bushes. Y'all triggered her out the bushes. It was so iconic. Y'all have definitely dragged me. I felt like y'all was letting me have it. But it's okay. I still love you because most of y'all came on back. Most of y'all resubscribe, and we love you, and we thank you for y'all love and for y'all support. But y'all let it be known how y'all really feel about the Wiley Show. Also, I'm going to give Erica Banks a shout out. Erica Banks literally is in tour and she's traveling and her brand is really strong. I'm really seeing the growth of Erica Banks. I really put her in the lineup because I next year is going to be her year, right? I was originally supposed to go to her event, but again, it's COVID and I got to be very cautious going out here and meeting all these people because they don't wear no mask. I don't see none of them 1501 people with a mask on. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to catch nothing for nobody. I don't want to catch nothing for no 1501. The only thing I want to catch from 1501 is deals and opportunities so the guests that come on the Wiley Show. But I don't want to catch any Rona because I'm over there with 1501 because I'm over there bussing, and you stuff that. And I'm like, Rona right there. When you out there bussing, Rona right there just there. So So I declined to go, but I was invited to go. But I said, this is Will. My friend was like, you got to go and help your show. You kind of interview her. Let it be known that you're Wiley. Wear your t-shirt. But I looked at Rona and I said, And I had to think because I'm not only talking for me, I'm talking for all the people that I take care of, right? Including myself. So I can't be foolish. But I did want it to go and take a picture with Erica Banks and link up with her. It would be a vibe. It could literally be a vibe. I could be over there cheek to cheek. It could literally be a vibe. But I said, no, I got to think about my health. But I thought about going, interviewing her, everything. But Rona is out there. It's not that important. I had my friend. He had his camera. It was going to be a vibe, right? But I just didn't want to put my health at risk for a click and a view. It's not that serious because Erica Banks, as long as she keep doing what she's doing, she'll be here. And I'm going to just take my time, okay? I'm not going to rush it, okay? I love you, Erica, but I love my health even more. 3286, caller, you're on the air. 3286.
Hi. I'm calling in. I was one of the ones that sent you the email about what was going on at Truth.
Yes.
It's a big story. Did you know that they are trending number 8 on Twitter?
Yes. I can just imagine.
It's a huge story. And I'm local. I've never been to the restaurant before, but I'm local. And it's like a lot of people on my news feed, they have a lot of different comments about it.
Uh-huh.
I just don't understand why it is that it seemed like the other patrons should have asked her, girl, sit down, why are you doing it? That's embarrassing. Somebody, but the fact that she thought it was because I know that if she had gone anywhere else, she would not have done that. It would not have been okay if it was not a Black-owned restaurant. The only reason why she felt like it was okay because it was a Black-owned restaurant. I don't care if they were playing throw that A in a circle. There's no excuse to downgrade yourself. Now, I don't think that the owner just straight went off at her, like he said in what you read in his post. He had gone over there multiple times, asked them nicely to stop doing it. She was probably defiant. She probably felt like, I can do what I want to do. I'm spending my money here. But that's not what it is. And what I've said in the past, our money is not good money. So, hey, I agree with him. I don't think I want to go to a restaurant where people feel like it's okay to do that. I would rather go to the restaurant and enjoy myself.
Right. And my thing is this, if the owner tell you to stop, it's best to listen. But they wouldn't have did that in a white or Korean restaurant. No, they wouldn't have did that. They did it because it was a Black restaurant.
Yeah. And then, not to mention, they stealing his silverware. They stealing his the bottles that he served the drinks in, and then posting it on Facebook that they have his stuff at home. It's like they already disrespecting the man.
So they
feel like you can't have nothing nice.
So they were stealing his products too. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is not the same people. I'm saying like in the past. This restaurant has only been open maybe 5 months. You cannot get a reservation there. They stay packed.
And all the man trying to do is
popular restaurant.
All he's trying to do is offer an alternative for a Black experience, a nice restaurant. That's what he's trying to do. And you get some that really can't put the ghetto-ness at home. They got to bring the ratchetness with them. Sometimes you got to know how to turn off ratchet. And at that place, that was a place for you to sit and eat. Already it's a pandemic, so you shouldn't be throwing nothing in no circle. Only thing you should have been throwing in the circle, your fork and spoon and eat. Now you can do this, move side to side while you ain't gotta get up and shake your butt and put your nasty hands on that glass.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed.
Yes.
I was embarrassed.
Yes, they could have twerked at home. I know I was embarrassed
because
when I saw
if somebody came in with some cowboy boots and was trying to do the country line dance at our restaurant, we would be upset.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I was embarrassed.
All right. Well, we thank you so much for calling in and letting me know. And thank you for sending me that story because it is a hot story. So I thank you for sending me that. I jumped right on it.
Very, very hot story.
Yes.
And then I thought you would like it because you're in Dallas. So this is a Dallas-based restaurant.
Yes. And I could have went there.
I just didn't know that it was that popular. I saw that D.L. Hughley people picked it up on Facebook.
Wow.
He commented about it. It's number 8 it's trending number 8 on Twitter. This is a big deal.
Yes, and it's a beautiful. So I may make reservations to go there, but not to twerk. I'm gonna go there to eat. But I know if it's already like booked up, it's really gonna be booked up now that it's trending.
Thank you, because if I see you twerking, I'm gonna drag you too.
Okay, I ain't gonna be twerking there. Okay, and the name of that restaurant is True Kitchen. Cocktail. That's the name of. Yeah, and cocktails. That's the name of the restaurant. It's a restaurant that's in Dallas. So it's really nice. It's not that type of establishment where you up there twerk. It's not a club. It's a restaurant. You got to understand the difference. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for calling in. Okay. All right. So the number is 646-716-8447. I want to thank all the people that are in the house. Yes. Thank you.
Exclusive. That's right. Bringing you the best in politics and celebrity gossip. This is the Wiley Show.
Y'all need to listen to that, okay?
Don't stop. Keep it going.
Yes. Okay, so like I said, regardless of what y'all think, and I hear a lot of people say, "Oh my God, he should have said it." That's his restaurant. If you don't like it, leave. Don't go out there twerking. Don't, because it's crazy. What the world? You out there twerking? He said no twerking. So don't twerk. Period. It's just that simple. People are just do too much, and it's so sad. It is really, really sad. Don't do it. And I'm keeping it 100% correct for it. And I'm definitely gonna have to oh my gosh, that is just not cool. Like, that is so ratchet. I don't even do that at Applebee's. Betty at there. I don't do that, right? I don't care if the DJ is playing all that. Just don't do it. You can play all type of music, but I'm not about to get up there and do all of that type of stuff and twerk and all of that. No. Okay. So the number is 646-716-8447. What do y'all have to say about all the subjects that we talked about? We talked about a lot in this video. This is the future of the show where we talk about topics. You know what I'm saying? Even last night, it was really good. Y'all really let me have it last night, and I thank y'all. So make sure if you missed that show, rewind it and watch it. Okay. They said change the music selection. No more twerk music. They lost their privilege. Yes, I would do that too. Like, change the twerk privileges. You know what I'm saying? Because of that, make sure you change it. Maybe make it into jazz music because people just don't know how to act when it comes to that. Like, please, and make sure you put signs up. Please do not get up and dance. Put disclaimers. Please do not get up and dance. This is a restaurant. We eat. We do not dance. Okay. And then maybe the restaurant need to get like a dance floor. Maybe, I don't know. But just be very, very careful with that. They said play classical or something, or play Anita Baker, play Shirley Caesar. Okay. 2355, call you on there.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing, Wiley?
I'm doing all right.
I'm here to talk about the twerking at a restaurant.
Okay.
Who raised these people? Like, seriously. I'm a millennial. You're a millennial. I'm not, first of all, didn't your grandparents have plastic on the couch for a reason?
Come on.
So you wouldn't be up on their furniture, getting it dirty. And weren't you not allowed to sit in certain places because they didn't want their furniture dirty? I mean, seriously, who raised these people? And no, don't change the music. No, don't change nothing. The point is, these people need home training. And first, you know, we're embarrassing sometimes. You know, we're embarrassing because I think sometimes we as African Americans act like we lost our everlasting minds about how we respect. And I was reading some of these comments on Twitter, you know, well, don't be playing Megan Thee Stallion. No, don't be being up on your furniture. And the thing is, we disrespect each. This is why we can't get Black unity. You know why? Because we don't even respect each other. If we have an establishment, if that's a Black-owned business, okay, you would never do that to Master's business, now would you? But you go around here treating each other like that, you know, no, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Act like you got some darn sense. The thing is, we don't come from that. I don't know. These are the last of crack babies. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Is this the last of the crack generation babies? Because for some reason, everything that, you know, that we are as a culture has just went out the window. You leave that to the white supremacists. You let them do all that stuff. That ain't for us. And those people who are like, well, don't be playing no Megan Thee Stallion. Listen, I can sit there and eat. Listen, if I want to eat my eggs Benedict and here's some, I invested a lot and some Megan Thee Stallion, I can. And I don't need you putting your DNA all over my waffles. But I love your show and thank you very much, Wiley. And keep doing what you do.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna play the video for those that did not get a chance to see the video. I'm gonna play it. Thank you so much, man, for calling in. Okay, all right, because I'm dealing with a lot of people that is not that aware. So let me play it.
Somewhere where our people can feel good about ourselves as a culture, okay? Yeah. No, real talk. And so all this twerking and shit, take it to Prime, take it to Pink, don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. And so beyond that, 75% of my customers are ladies. And I'm on men to show respect for themselves for how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are twerking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it. No, don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out because I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again. Thank you.
OMG. Y'all heard what the man said. He said, I did it for the culture. Man, what? You can get the F out. See, when you're an owner, you can say stuff like that. When you're okay. Wow. Okay. So y'all heard what the owner said. Was that disrespectful? Was that disrespectful what he said? You know, Black women, what do y'all have to say? Where's the Black? He better not call into the Wiley Show and say that because my audience would have let him have it. What do the Black women have to say about that? Because, wow, I'm going to play that again for the people that did not catch it. Let's play that again.
Somewhere where our people can feel good about ourselves as a culture, okay? Yeah. No, real talk. And so all this twerking and shit, take it to Prime, take it to Pink, don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. And so beyond that, 75% of my customers are ladies. And I'm on men to show respect for themselves for how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are twerking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it. No, don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out because I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again. Thank you.
Okay, y'all heard what the man said. Don't get up there twerking. What in the world? Wow. Why do our people do this? Why? So I want to hear from the viewers. Can we get 2 more callers today to give me your point of view? Was he right? Was he wrong? Let me know in the comments. Okay. Or let me know on the air. Someone said he has a right to his opinion. He made a lot of good points, but it's all in the delivery. First of all, he asked him to stop several times privately before he spoke out loud. He seemed just as ghetto with all the cussing. They said, but we can watch gay folk kissing in public, but we can't watch a little twerking. Someone said he just saying respect yourself. So let's go to the phone lines, people. 4429, caller, you on air.
Wiley.
Yes.
When did this happen?
I think
did this happen?
It had to happen recently because this went viral.
Okay, you see how close them people are in that restaurant eating?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, do you see he shouting and screaming over the people without a mask on?
I see it.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little investigation. If this was done during,
it happened yesterday. They said it happened yesterday.
Well, he needs to shut up and sit down because he got a lot more to worry about than twerking because he got a super spreader restaurant.
That is super.
Twerking is gonna be the least. Twerking is gonna be the least of his worries. It's not professional, no, to be twerking. But twerking gonna be the least of his worries. The way he got that restaurant packed from the rooter to the tutor, and he don't have a mask on, and he cussing people out.
So it was a super spreader soul food restaurant.
Now make it make sense. I'll wait. Okay, it's no mask, and it's too many people clumped up together for me. Okay.
So you're saying that the owner as well as the customer should get a test for going to that restaurant and quarantine for 14 days?
If anybody been to that restaurant, because you go in restaurants now where they don't let you even sit down. And in some restaurants, they had the tables they had them tables spread apart, and some tables they will not, they have them shut down. They don't serve at them. Now we at the highest rate of COVID since it started. The hospitals are overpacked, and he yelling in the middle of the restaurant, standing next to somebody's table.
So, Blue Skies, would you go to the restaurant and eat?
No, I will not. Never. Because he is not being responsible himself. He is not.
So you will not go to the restaurant.
And I'm not because I need to lose weight too. But do you see them women in that restaurant?
The food must be really good because they are there.
Okay, you want to eat or you want to get COVID? Like, which one do you want?
Right, but to be clear, he's not breaking. They said he should be fine, but Governor Abbott said, the restaurants could be at, I think, 100% occupancy, 75, 100%.
Okay, that's because y'all in a red crazy state.
So the governor,
okay, if somebody tell you to go and jump off the bridge ain't that high. You just gonna blindly jump off the bridge. You gonna look over and see how far you got to go down.
Right? Because
now you gotta make sense for your. Only the strong will survive. It is survival of the fittest. You cannot listen to nobody but your good common sense. And if you don't have no common sense, you will not survive. There's people getting COVID. I just talked to a girl today. Her brother had COVID. He is dealing with heart issues.
Yes. I can imagine.
And he in the middle of the restaurant screaming about twerking, okay? where he could have just put up a whoever was twerking, he could have tapped them on the shoulder and told them to sit their ass down. Okay.
So, but he did privately let them know about the twerking, and they didn't listen. So he did release. So I did read his statement that he wrote about it, because I guess it's when.
Well, he could have kindly marched them out of his restaurant, but he is, to me, like, the twerking is overshadowed by the COVID super spreader restaurant. Like, I can't even think about the code. I mean, I can't even think about the twerking. Even it's wrong. You see how close some people sitting together eating? I did see it. And when you're eating, you have your mask on.
But Blue, the governor said, "Hey, we're gonna open." I think it's at 100%.
The governor don't have no sense. Y'all gonna keep listening to people that don't have no sense, and y'all gonna be right in the grave with them.
Okay, I don't go out to the restaurant, and when I went out, it wasn't nobody there. I think it was a couple of us in the restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like during the daytime. But a place like that, super crowded, no. Super crowded, like
on the East Coast, they'll spread you out. It can only be 25% occupancy, so you're going to be spread out really far. Mm-hmm. But okay. I still wouldn't eat in there, not for me, but somebody else maybe. Yeah, okay, that's up to them. But still, that restaurant is packed. Like, he shouldn't be doing, like, people don't have no sense no more. Like, what happened? The educational system in America has failed us.
So, I want to screen share the post of the owner.
It's on Twitter.
Yeah, it's on Twitter, and I'm gonna screen share the post.
Oh, I'm gonna go on there and I'm gonna type what I'm gonna say what I gotta say under there.
Okay.
I love Twitter. I be getting it in on Twitter.
So, thank you so much for calling in.
Okay.
Let me go to the next caller. Thank you. Bye. 8375, Carly on air.
Hi, Wiley.
Hey.
How you doing?
Right.
Well, I want to speak on the incident at the restaurant. I didn't get the opportunity to see the twerking part of it. All I heard and saw was the owner talking. Because I didn't see that part, I can't really go in on the young lady that got up in the restaurant and started to twerk. Simply because, have you ever been in a moment where the music is playing, right? That right song, come on. Have you ever been in a moment you could be on the highway going up 85 or 1,000 North?
I want to read.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to read this post. What the owner said. He said the guests at issue were at 3 tables, and as this video show you, you will see guests spoken to politely and literally beg to stop standing on our furniture and twerking. There are other videos that show much more of the behavior in the following video, but we do not want to embarrass the guests sitting at those tables. Later, as another video show, a customer stood on our seat, placed her hands against the glass windows, and began to twerk. My immediate reaction was that this woman could fall through this window and could be a target of a lawsuit if she's injured. My second reaction was enough is enough.
Absolutely.
After already addressing this behavior twice, these customers no longer deserve the courtesy of kindness I expressed in the earlier encounters, as it was met with disrespect and intentionally ignored. This is why they were told to leave. So, he wrote another detailed statement on his Facebook page. Go ahead, ma'am.
And I agree with him 100%. In that case, she's all on the furniture. She's all on the walls and the windows. She just basically thought that she was at a club at that point. I get it.
Because if she would have got hurt, he could have easily, you know what I'm saying? If she would have got hurt,
she was going to sue him.
He got sued.
She was going to sue him. She was going to sue him. Absolutely. But I'm going to piggyback off of the COVID.
Okay.
I don't socialize in these reasons, not because I'm afraid of COVID, because I'm only afraid of one thing, and that's God, okay? I'm not afraid of man, animal, snake, whatever is out here. There's only one person, the one spirit that I'm afraid of, and that's God. But the only reason why I don't go to these restaurants, because of that reason right there. People don't know how to act. And then it makes no sense to have to walk in a restaurant with my mask on, sit down, take it off to eat, put it back on to walk out the door. Who wants to be going through all that motion? I don't have the time or the energy. It's more frustrating for me as a Black woman than anything. That's why I don't go participate in nothing, because things are not what they used to be. And people still trying to act as they are, not understanding that things are changing. And as much as we don't want to change with it, we're going to have to. We're going to have to. COVID is just a name that they're giving it to force it on you. That's it. Is there something deadly out there? I think it's a combination of the flu and the pneumonia. Absolutely. And I think if you ain't healthy enough to fight it off, it's just like we're going to be casualties of war here. The thing about what's going on, people are in fear. People are afraid to die. People are afraid to die, but they want to live. And it doesn't make any sense. You're going to have to make a choice.
I'm sorry.
No, we're going to have to make a choice. But I'm not afraid of the coronavirus. They can have that. They can have that. I've had the flu. I've had pneumonia. I've had Bell's palsy. I've had scarlet fever. I've been shot up with vaccines from the time I was born and came into this world up until my 20s and 30s, carrying my baby. So if those vaccinations are not enough to cover me and take me through whatever this is, they ain't put shit else in me, okay? Nothing. Period. I swear to God, before I give them me like that, they can take me out, because nobody is going to have that type of control over me. Period. That's the only reason I don't go out here and socialize, because shit just don't make no sense no more.
All right.
It don't make no sense.
I hear you, ma'am.
And thank you so much.
You be out there safe and make sure you wear your mask.
When I have to, I do. And when I don't, I don't.
Okay. Make sure you get tested, okay?
I don't have to get no test that I have had. You want to know? I have been tested for, I done had my mammogram this year. I've had 2 annual checkups.
Okay.
2.
All right.
2. I done had herpes, syphilis, gonorrhea, everything this year. Shortly after they opened everything up. I'm good.
All right.
And I'm still good.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we thank you, ma'am. Thank you for calling in, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. So as you see, this is the video that you see playing of her actually on the furniture, have the hand on the glass. So that was the video that you see right there. Let me sir, you see her up. Hold on, let me reshare. Okay. You see her up, dancing, got the hand on the glass, standing on the furniture. You see the owner right there, right? Just standing right there. And then you see in this other video right here where he's politely talking. You can't hear the audio of it, but this is a security camera of him explaining to the guests of the restaurant, telling them, you know, not to do that. I'm assuming really, really nice. So he had, you know, released the receipts of the incident, but he did apologize for his language. He did apologize for his language. So he did apologize for that. Okay. And as you can see, the people standing up, twerking, on you see them standing up, holding the phones and doing all that, you know. So he's just showing the security footage. Okay, let's go to the phone lines. 8931.
Hi, good evening, Wiley. How are you?
Hi.
I don't think that he was wrong. I think that he was dropping jewels on them. And I think that his comment was targeted directly at the people who are doing it and not at the rest of the customers. So no, as a Black woman, I'm not offended. I'm offended by their behavior at a restaurant in public. And I think their mommies need to be ashamed of how they're acting, because when you go to a restaurant to eat, you're not twerking. That is for the club, not the restaurant to eat. So I'm not offended for him putting them in his place, because that's his establishment and he can do whatever he wants to do.
All right. So you are offended by up there twerking. You see the lady standing on the furniture, putting her hands on the glass.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes, I wouldn't say offended. I'm embarrassed for them.
Yeah. And she could have hurt herself. She literally could have hurt herself.
That they're seen in. So I think I'm just embarrassed for them, and that it has to be blasted all over social media, and that they have to be told by a man how to act. Because if you listen to him, he was telling them that that's a form of disrespecting yourselves, and he wanted them to have respect for themselves and men to have respect for them. So I think at the same time he was dropping jewels, but I think he got angry because I think he might have had approached them a couple times.
He did.
And if it's a high establishment where you have to make reservations, I'm sure there's no twerking allowed.
Right. Well, we thank you so very much for calling in.
If you can't get reservations, there's no twerking.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Oh, facts. Sit yourself down. Twerk at the club or at home.
At the club or at home. You should have did it Thursday at the Thanksgiving table. Don't bring it in here. I completely agree with him.
Yes.
And I just feel embarrassed that they have to be shown in this light now.
I feel you like that. Thank you so very much for calling in, sister.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night, Wiley. Bye.
Bye-bye. Yes. Okay, I'm going to go to the restaurant. You know, once Rona is over with, I ain't going to tell Blue Sky because she's going to be like, you was at the super spreader. 2355, call you on air.
Hi, Wiley.
Hi.
This is me again.
Okay.
I called about like 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
I wanted to talk also too about the whole COVID thing. And there was a previous caller that was talking about she's been tested for mammograms. Honey, that ain't the same kind of test in order for you to survive. Please wear your mask. Please do not fall for the okie doke and try to kill us because you've been reading some conspiracy theories on Facebook, because this is a really serious thing. I had a friend that just passed away from COVID on top of having stomach cancer. And, you know, we're talking about twerking and stuff, but I like the fact that the majority of the callers have been talking about the owner and why is he having everyone packed into this restaurant? And we need to ask ourselves, listen, if you're in some of these red states with some of these Republican governors, like say Georgia or Texas, do not pay attention to these governors' mandates because they have none. We, in our community, we're the ones that are going, and if we don't be cautious, we're going to be the ones with the low birth rates if we don't start protecting ourselves. Just because they do it or the governor says that it's okay, no, it ain't okay because it's killing us rapidly. And so instead of like trying to turn up, we need to not turn up dead.
Right, because let me say this. Even with Ice-T father-in-law, he didn't believe in wearing a mask. And now he got to be on oxygen for the rest of his life. You know, this is real. I work in healthcare. I work in the front line in a nurse home. I see the effects of growth. I seen it before it came. It was all good. Patients were, when it came through that, a lot of folks didn't make it. I've seen coworkers now have it, and a lot of my residents that I've seen, they are gone because of this virus.
And you know what it tells me is you're a selfish person. Notice she just talked about herself. Okay, you're not worried about any of your family, any strangers, and don't preach that God and Jesus and I'm not afraid to die. Listen, some of us don't want to die, so at least have like you got some, I don't know, sense some, like, I don't know, home training and put on a mask. You leave that stupid stuff for the QAnon folks. And Wiley, and I appreciate the rest of the callers that are on board of like not taking this seriously. And I like the fact that people did point out the fact that the owner did not wear a mask. And why does he have this establishment open it to this proximity of people? So
right,
know,
and to me, I understand. You know, it's. I understand the business part, because if you own a business, you want to keep your business, right? A lot of folks cannot afford to say take out only, because they lose so much of the business, and your business closed, and then all of the employees, they lose their job, they got to do unemployment, and you pretty much lost your business. So it's a lot. So what I think should have happened is, I think the government should have offered these businesses money to keep them afloat. Why people cannot come because of the but if you're not offering that, they have no choice, because he have to feed his family, and his kids got to eat, and he got to pay his mortgage, as well as his staff got to eat.
You are preaching nothing but facts. And this is what's something, and by the way, these packages like the PPE, the unemployment, and the stimulus, we pay into that. That is our money.
Right.
So we're not feeding off the government, okay? So for some of those people that are like, well, I don't need the PPE, or I don't need the government assistance. Yeah, that is your money. That is your investment for when times like this happen. And the government needs to do more with, if you're going to shut things down, we need to be paid for staying at home, and we need to be paid, these small businesses need to be paid as well. You're speaking nothing but facts. But as individuals, protect yourselves, wear a mask, get tested. Do not sound like a crazy, like the previous caller talking about her getting mammograms, okay? And it's just like the flu.
Come on.
Do not do that, because those kind of people, they're going to kill us by acting stupid like that and selfish and self-centered.
And putting yourself at risk. And unfortunately, so many people are getting so much misinformation. It is real. It is there. And I wish people can like take a field trip to these hospitals and see the effects of this virus, because it's serious.
Absolutely.
And so if you have a family member at work, call them up and ask them, how is it? Oh, if you have loved ones in nursing home, ask them how is it, because they will tell you it is serious.
Yeah, this ain't a game, y'all. This ain't a game. So thank you for picking up, let me ramble again. But
thank you.
Do not listen to disinformation people like her, because she's a super spreader, and it's people like her that need to be called out. That's all I have to say. Still love your show.
Love you. Okay. Yes. So the number is 646-716-8447. We got one more call out there. Call in. We are really excited for y'all that are calling into the show. We want to thank you all so very much.
Exclusive. That's right. Bringing you the best in politics and celebrity gossip. This is the Wiley Show.
Y'all need to listen to that, okay?
Don't stop. Keep it going.
Yeah, so I want to say, oh my gosh, I was listening to Mob Radio. Shout out to Millie, the number one show in the country on stage. She had been number one since she started, right? Actually, she got the number one show in the country and the number two show in the country. So me being an interviewer, a blogger, I watch blogs all over the country, right? So I was listening to my radio, and I was listening to my weekend show. I listen to all shows. If you're popping, I listen to. I love listening to bloggers, right? So I'm listening to the show, and of course he throwing shade at me. And then he went to throw shade because I hide my numbers. And he started throwing shade, and then it's another blogger. She hides her numbers and she don't show her face. He started talking about my radio. So then my radio address it, and I'm like, what's the issue? Then I come out of the bushes and I'm like, this ain't cool. What are you doing throwing shade? People hiding numbers. I can hide numbers because I got tired of people harassing me about my numbers. Oh, you've been doing this for 30 years. You only got 14,000. I got tired of hearing that. And I said, you know what? What will shut that down? You ain't going to see my numbers, because I got tired of hearing that same thing. Oh, you've been doing it for 30 years. You only had this. Listen, boo-boo. You ain't got to worry about it. It is and I can focus on the content, and then I don't have to worry about the numbers and be like, subscribe. Let's get 10 more subscribers. Let me get 20 more. I don't have to worry about that. I can just focus more so on the content. So that was the reason why I hide it. I don't see a problem with my radio hiding her numbers. It is her platform. It is her business. She could turn it on. She could turn it off. Okay. It is her business, right? If she don't want to show her face, again, it is her business and it's her platform and it's her voice and it's powerful. The same way Impressive don't show her face. Do that take away from her impact? No, she's at 1 million subscribers. So when people sit and criticize all of these, so they can stop and sit down somewhere and worry about their own health, worry about that foot that got to get surgery, worry about that teeth that's rotting out of their mouth, and worry about themselves. But they're so concerned about other people. Oh, why do people hide their numbers? Because it's their business, it's their show. They can hide it if they want to do. Oh, why do people not show themselves? And then he threw another dig at my radio. He did. He threw another dig at my radio and said, quote, she used filters on her pictures on Instagram. Who cares that she used filters? That doesn't take away from the beauty. I've seen Millie live on her channel. That doesn't take away from her beauty. If she want to use a filter, that's her page. That is her Instagram. She can use a filter, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Some of y'all need to use filters when you show your black kneecaps. Use a filter for all that black crispy kneecaps, in my humble opinion. So I know they throw digs at me. Don't worry about why do people watch me and say they don't check for the Wiley Show, but they watching. I do anything. If people had their numbers and all that, because it's my show, I can hide it if I want to hide it. It's my business. If I'm so small, if I ain't nothing, if I'm trash, why do you notice that I hide my numbers? Don't notice it. Just keep doing what you're doing with your big tail, with your high tail, okay? What you should be worried about is why Cardi B haven't came on your platform yet and did an exclusive one-on-one interview. That's what I'll be worried about. Or you should be worried about why haven't Cardi B invited you to the party and you have to watch it with everybody else, and she invited Bobby Lights and he just busted open all day long and don't hardly post about Cardi B and he got an invitation. I'm just saying. Let me drink a little bit more of my water, okay? What they worry about? I watch everybody, okay? Period. They so good. I could do little things. Oh my gosh, Wiley, he had on the same shirt. He is so trash. How are you saying all of that? Why do you watch me? Obviously, you watch me to criticize me because I'm honest. I watch everybody that's on YouTube. If I see you on YouTube, I'm going to watch. Hey, what's going on over here? Hey, everybody. Even people criticize me with Tasha K. Oh, why are you with Tasha K? I am not Tasha K publicist. I am not Tasha K's side piece. I am not Tasha K's side co-host. I just defend Tasha K when I think it's fun, because I think it's fun and it's entertaining and it's engaging. The sister got almost 1 million subscribers, so obviously she's doing something right. So, but it's an issue when Wiley does it. Oh, Wiley, you know, why would you do? Oh, girl, you wasn't here when Tasha K was on the Wiley Show. Oh, Tasha K didn't share you on his show, on her show. That's a lie. Tasha K has shared me multiple times, shouted me out multiple times as well. So when people do all this talking, I just let them talk. It's about one thing that I learned about YouTube. One thing I learned being on YouTube for a decade, since people love, so you've been on it for 10 years. What I learned is you have your highs, you have your lows, but it's about the consistency, baby, okay? You might have a good month, then you might not have a semi-good month, then you might have 6 months, just awesome, great. So I understand that. So don't get too, you can be new on this platform and everybody love you because you're new. But it's about the consistency, because I've seen so many people come at me and say, oh my gosh, Wiley, I've been doing YouTube for 5 months and I'm surpassed you. Baby girl, you are, congratulations for that. May God bless you. But I'm content and happy for God giving me a voice and a platform where we're averaging almost at 4 million, almost together, we almost at 4 million views that we garnered. So I thank God for that, because there's some people don't even have what I have. So I thank God for it. But at the end of the day, does it make you less of a person because you don't have 100,000? No, it don't. You can literally tomorrow or today, I could do a video, go viral and get 1 million. It can happen. It's in due time. I will have my moment. I kept telling my people, I said, I haven't had my moment yet, but it's coming. But it's coming. That viral interview is going to happen for this show because we are consistent. Okay. All right. They are already talking and rambling. Oh, I don't want to talk about what. I don't want to talk because the Wiley Show might do the topic. It doesn't matter. We all talk about the same thing. What makes it different is that personality. That makes the story different. 50,000 people can talk about an apple, but I want to hear Wiley perspective on the apple, right? So that's what it's about, people. So, of course, I was on the #1 show on stage here at Mod Radio, and I love my radio. And people criticize her. Who cares if she ain't got 100,000? What that woman have is a dedicated fan base, okay? And I just want to say this. What she have is a dedicated, massive, dedicated fan base, and people can't stand it. They can't, because they're hating and jealous. She just have it. So I'm gonna go to the phone lines. Gosh, I'm fired up again. Okay, oh, I don't want to trigger nobody. We got 2 callers in queue. 4536, caller, you on the air.
What's up with you,
Hello?
Wiley?
Hey, 4536, you live on air.
Yeah, can you hear me? What's up with you?
Hey, what's up with you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I am blessed. I was listening to your show today, and I was thoroughly entertained. Like, you got the #1 show and the #2 show. Like, both your shows just up there. But how you doing?
I'm doing good. I wanted to say, first of all, congratulations, because I saw you got an interview with the guy who jumped off a bridge.
Yes, thank you for that.
Yeah, I saw that he was trending online, so that's good. That's good. But I am sitting up here listening to the fucking show. Oh, it's okay. I'll see you $20. My bad.
Okay, go ahead.
But I'm coming up in here listening, and so earlier when I was recording, people coming in, carrying a bone, saying such and such is talking about you, such and such said, whatever. And I said at that point in time, what I'm saying, I'm not concerned, with it. What I don't care. What I'm saying? So I said what I said. As I'm listening to you, I finally get to hear what was said because I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I never even asked. I was like, fuck it. But now that I'm hearing what was said, I want to address it, in a broad scope, not even necessarily, him as in Armand, because as far as I'm concerned, Armand is trying to latch on to something to get my people and me to respond and to be present and to come and drive some type of traffic. Because if I'm everything that you say I am, which is the intern and not worth your time or whatever else the case may be, you don't fool with me or nothing like that. If you've been watching my radio, when I said be blessed, I left it right there. If you've been listening to my radio, you haven't heard me give a comment about anything that he has going on because that's not my concern. So I shouldn't be your concern. Unless you now consider me to be a celebrity, at what point in time do you need to be discussing me? That's what I'm trying to understand for somebody who says that he's not concerned and doesn't want to be bothered with me, my platform, or anything else. Moving on towards the hiding numbers. There's no such thing as hiding numbers when you get an option. YouTube gives you the option to turn it on or turn it off. The same way that you can decide to be monetized or not, or all of the other, different things that they have. You have free will. If he or anybody else feels like they want to show their numbers, they can do that. If his goal is 100,000 and that makes him feel, big and strong and powerful, good for you. You know what I'm saying? Your roadmap to success does not have to be my blueprint. So I'm not down to that. That doesn't matter. That's the least of my concerns. You know what I'm saying? That's small shit. So there's no such thing as hiding any numbers. In terms of me hiding a face on YouTube and having filters, I want everybody, if you know any filters you think I might like, send them to me so I can use some more, because I love to aggravate you hoes. Filters, smooth skin, and that could change lighting. I mean, if filters work magic, why won't y'all use them? Nobody that idolizes people that go and cuts on themselves can say anything to me about any filter or anything that I use. I do what I want to do. Please bury me in a filter. Please smooth it all the fuck the way out if you can. But to speak to that, y'all are where I'm on site, because people want to throw digs all the time. Who's controlling those cameras? Am I using a filter there? You know what I'm saying? Like any other time that I've been on camera, what's that? But instead of being able to just acknowledge my beauty, you want to try to take a dig at me and say I use a filter. If that makes you feel better, then do what you need to do, baby. Do what you need to do. Cause I smile, make the sun go behind the motherfucking moon. Everybody can't say the same. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, ain't got it from the shoulders up, and it just is what it is. But Instagram is a free app, and it provides filters for you to use for your fun and your enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely take advantage of that, and I'm trying to understand why he would be on my page to know what I use on my page and why that would be a topic of discussion. That's another thing I'm just not understanding. And furthermore, in terms of any numbers, you know, I don't get up here and dog anybody across different platforms. I could go and say on Twitch, I'm doing this or that, or on Station Head, I'm doing this or that, where we're all in that arena as well. I show love and give love to everybody, and that's what I'm going to continue to do while having the #1 spot and being affiliated with the show that has the #2 spot, being on site with Ra Ali, because that's something that I'm humbled by and I'm grateful for, you know, the people showing support and coming through and making that possible. You know what I'm saying? So from YouTube to Twitch to Station Head to wherever I am, you know what I'm saying? The people show up, we show out, and we have fun. And first of all, I want you to spell exclusive right in the headline on the screen. And then second of all, I want to give you some exclusive information, and let me DM it to you right now so you can have your receipt.
Okay, hold on, let me spell it right. Okay, go ahead.
I'm finna send you the receipt.
Go ahead.
And then I'll tell you.
But I
your name, the Wiley Show?
Yeah, Wiley Show, WILEYSHOW. But I just think a lot of people, they take really notice of your impact, and what, instead of them saying, you know, hey, this is great what she's doing for her channel, they will discredit what she's doing. And my thing is this: it doesn't really even matter if you have 100,000 or 1 million. It's about the engagement and the relationship that you have with your audience.
It doesn't matter if you
know
have
what I mean?
one.
Absolutely.
Two, if people are loving your show and, you know, having a good time and enjoy your content, why are you concerned? Why are you concerned? Do I go to Instagram and say on Instagram, I got this many followers and you don't? I got this many likes and you don't? No, because that's childish. Who cares? Nobody cares. Like, grow up. But let me say something exclusive. Okay, now we got the title right. So I just found this out too. So I just sent you a receipt because I'm up to minding my business. Yeah, you see what brother said?
I'll have to share that. Oh my gosh! But go ahead, tell him.
Yeah. So Tori came out and was on Instagram Live and put it out and told everybody. I don't even have, you know, details and stuff like that because he took me by surprise too. But he said that he's setting up, you know, some stuff with Sirius satellite radio so that we can do us a podcast together. Now, in terms of what that means, y'all just got to stay tuned for those details. But since he went ahead and said it publicly, so it's fair game.
Yeah,
so.
But you know, I think that for him, he see your reporting skills, how you looked at the situation different, regardless if they agree with it or not. You did it. You got the exclusive with his father, and that reached TMZ as well. So I think I just think that's incredible. Let me take this off the screen so they can see him coming in your chat. That's dope.
But and let me say this as a testament to the situation. You see, I have 559 people on my Instagram Live at that time.
Yes.
And you see Tori and them, who has been involved in the biggest story of the year. And then we're having a conversation about what? Showing numbers and who got how many subscribers and filters and not showing my face. I wasn't showing my face then. And guess what? He still came through and feels like this is something I want to be a part of. So don't ever feel, you know what I'm saying, low because your numbers may not be here or there, or don't feel like you ain't as big as somebody else because you may not be hanging out with a particular person or doing whatever you may feel like you basing your shit up against. Don't feel like you a little fish. You a big nigga. And all you got to do is keep working, keep grinding. And the people that God sees fit to place in your path, they going to show up. And that's it. You don't have to dog nobody. You don't have to talk down on nobody. You don't have to do none of that. Just stay focused on what you're doing. Stay focused on what you're doing. And don't worry about no numbers. Worry about you doing what you love and putting your passion into that.
It's
and so that's why I wanted to call in, because I'm not gonna talk down on him and I'm not gonna go back and forth. I'm not doing that. They will not be getting that because the price continues to go up. So absolutely not.
When you know, it's about the impact, and clearly your voice is powerful. And you're very consistent with your content. And that's, you know, and I've noticed that too. It's about the content. you lose focus when you try to chase the numbers instead of the content. It's the content. It's the interaction with the audience. And people always think, well, I got 100,000, so I'm better than you. Know that's not always the case. I know plenty of people with 100,000 don't have the impact that you have, Millie. Don't have breaking the stories like that.
That's precisely my point.
Right.
There are people who can get on Instagram Live. They can't get 100 people.
Come on.
But they got hundreds of thousands of followers and shit.
Come on.
That doesn't make any sense. They on YouTube with us, and they're not pulling in the same type of numbers. We are getting more views than them. People don't even care about what they said. They want to know how we feel about what they said. And they're coming and watching us on their fucking TV.
Absolutely. And
so it don't matter how big or how small. Keep working.
Absolutely. And my thing is this, when people, and I have to learn that, you could talk about some people, but when they growing, you have to admit and say, you know what, you doing it. But when that was said that you was Laverne the intern, like discrediting you, and you didn't let that get to you, you stay focused. So how did you keep the focus and not get and say, okay, let me just drag you for 13 weeks? How did you keep focus?
Let me tell you something. First of all, is it fucking with my money? Is it fucking with my family? Is it stopping anything? If that answer is no, you do not matter off rip. And second of all, I actually more recently got inspired by something that Beyonce told Chloe and Halle. Beyonce told Chloe and Halle, don't absorb negative or positive, just focus. Because you open yourself up, you know what I'm saying, to the negative. Even if you think you're absorbing, somebody could throw in a negative comment, you know what I'm saying, that can mess up your energy. So you have to create the space that you want, and you cannot allow anything to penetrate that. And even when you're confronted with it, you dead that shit. I'm not doing it. You don't have to engage. How you respond is on you. That's something that I've had to continue to learn. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we're all peers here. And I feel like what we need to be doing is, if not working together, just shutting the hell up and focusing on what we're doing then. Because
Absolutely.
I'm trying to grow.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not interested in going back and forth and trading insults while we all sit up here looking like fucking clowns. You know what I'm saying? We got shit to do. And YouTube is not the end. And actually, the crazy thing is, with all these different policies and changes on YouTube, you have a lot of people who no longer even want to be a part of YouTube, who no longer, respect YouTube. You have platforms like Twitch and other places that are giving you what some people will call a better experience. And you have YouTube increasingly getting older, you know what I'm saying, and not keeping up with what the people want and how they want things to go, not feeling respected, not feeling seen on this platform. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Who knows what it'll look like next year? Will it even matter? Will YouTube even matter? So this is not the last fucking stop, not for me. And so for me, it's about networking and focusing. If you are not a celebrity, why would you be a part of my content?
Come on, yes.
That don't even make no damn sense.
And if you unbothered by a person and you say, hey, y'all are beneath me, why do you subliminally respond to these people? Because if you're so above it, you respond to it. And that means you're not above it. That means that you're in the mess and that you're bothered by people's success and trying to drag me for hiding my numbers and then come at you. I'm like, that don't have nothing. You didn't have nothing to do with that, of me hiding or turning my numbers off. I turned it off so I can keep focused. So I don't have to worry about that number up there. Just worry about the content.
But the ridiculous part is that you would even be put in a position to feel like you need to answer for that. You did what you wanted to do as a grown ass man.
Right.
That's why you did what you did, because that's what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Why is that anybody's concern? If you are not coming to give me tips or constructive criticism, why is you here? If I don't matter, then what are we talking about? Why are you talking about me, especially for what's supposed to be, overlooked? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
Yes, absolutely.
So, it sounds like a fan. Sounds like a fan to me. If you listening and you watching and you can repeat what's said and you know what's going on and keeping up. And that's the craziest part. We go live. I mean, I'm on live. I do lives with my people.
Yes.
Like, y'all see me. I've met up with my people. Like, I'm recording. Like, I do shit all of the time. It's the craziest shit to me. This idea, y'all try to push this idea. I'm behind the camera. I hide behind the camera. YouTube cut my stream. There was no camera. That's how we got goddamn live radio. because the show must go on. They ain't gonna let me have a camera, then I'm gonna give y'all voice. I've been in the motherfucking car. I've been standing up getting on camera. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing.
Yes.
And they hate to see it. Understand what's the problem? A young popping bitch. Just say you cute.
Yes.
What's the problem?
And people they're hating on the engagement of your audience. They're like, damn, I got 100,000.
Oh.
Why I'm not and that's the issue. That is the root of it, is why I'm not number one. Because, and then, you know, Ahmad, he said, you know, I have the notes. What he said, you know, if you're on Station Head, it's because you're on there for hours and I'm on here for 30 minutes and all that. And then you came and you responded. You said, no, it's about how many people that are currently listening to your show put you in that top spot. If you have the most listeners, it's not about the length. It's about how many
facts.
people.
Those are facts. Y'all can definitely look that up and fact check it. It has nothing to do with the amount of time that you are on Station Head. You get the number one spot on Station Head based on how many, like the trending shows is based on how many live viewers were in that chat. So when you go into those all-time shows, I mean, those are people who got the best numbers, and that sticks out right there.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it every week, every day. You know what I'm saying? How does it feel if that's the case? How does it feel to get on that app and go live and see me every day in the number one spot? And I ain't never looked for no congratulations, but my whole thing is it's crazy that people just try to talk nine, but you do open up an app and look at me. I mean, my name, like every time you go on there, like I know you see me, you can't miss me. I'm I've been number one like for 6, 7, like all year.
Absolutely. And this has been all year, and you on the whole page, and you built that, and you did it, and your people were there. Not only that, you're on YouTube, Twitch, you everywhere. You don't just stream on StreamYard. You stream, I think, on Twitch, YouTube, as well as Station Head.
Station Head, Facebook, was on Twitter as well, but then I had turned that on. I turn it on when I get ready. You know what I'm saying? It just be a lot. It takes a lot of power to be streamed all those different places at one time. But absolutely, wherever they ready for it at, that's what we putting it. Yeah. Okay, so it's once again, shout out to Sirius XM.
Yeah, so let's get into that. Do you see yourself doing that? Like, would you do that opportunity with Tory Lanez and with Sirius A? Would you do that?
Hell yeah. Hell yes.
Yes. I'm like that to me, for your brand, that will take you even further, more mainstream, more listeners, more people, and you already have a built-in audience, and all of that Tory Lanez is going to add to whatever you have already produced. I think that's going to be dope.
Right.
That's that.
Absolutely.
That wow, you're with Riley, you have the number one show. Now this opportunity with Tory Lanez, I think the sky's the limit for you, as well as and another thing that I noticed with your sponsorship, you even have people to give back to that sponsor, if y'all, whoever is there to contribute back into that business. I think that's dope. I don't rarely see that with a lot of people when they get sponsors. Yeah. They just sponsor that. But you actually will have your audience invest in that sponsor.
Yeah, because everybody, I think, needs incentives. So you have, when you're in kindergarten, you get golden stars, and you know, they tell you, okay, we're going to go on a field trip, we're going to do this and that. You have something to look forward to. And I don't think that should stop just because you're an adult. And so I think that it just gives people, you know, just a little push. And when you have your people coming around and saying, you know, good job, that's a good thing, and we believe in you, and here, take this, and hopefully you can use it, you know, to plant a seed so you can grow. I think that's an amazing thing. And the mob is full of so many people who are just so giving, who have such pure hearts. Yes. You know, on Thanksgiving, like we gave away like $600, you know what I'm saying? And it just was a blessing to so many different families, because people was just putting money on top of money, on top of money, on top of money, feeling inspired. You know what I'm saying? By me starting off saying, okay, well, I got 100. I'm finna get somebody $100. Somebody said, okay, I'm gonna put 100. I'm gonna put 100. I'm gonna put 100. You know what I'm saying? And just doing it just because that's the type of environment that it is. And everybody will try to come and say, you know, my radio is this and that, but they don't talk about those moments. You know what I'm saying? They don't talk about, you know, all the good that my radio does and all the people that my radio touches and the amazing shit that's able to happen because of my radio. And I mean that as a collective, as a whole, my radio, because it's full of just so many amazing people. You know, this idea, it always gets watered down to it's a Cardi B, or now the narrative is it's a Megan Hate page. You want to be a motherfucking star, your ass gonna be on that goddamn marquee. And that's just that. The day that I see them numbers drop, cause my people say, or they feel like they don't want to talk about it, and I see a reflection of that in them numbers. Until then, money talking bullshit walk a mile. I'm gonna keep hitting that cash register. If them people start look, if I start seeing that, wait a minute, y'all ain't feeling it, and them numbers looking like that, then baby Megan name won't. I never utter her motherfucking name again, and I can promise you that. But the bullshit gonna roll, and I'm gonna give the people what they want every time, and that's just that. So they don't want to talk about how we do a full set. Everybody can't do an everyday show.
Everyday show.
Everybody can't go like us. Everybody can't hold that motherfucking crowd. Everybody can't go from politics to, local news to motherfucking weather to urban entertainment. Everybody can do a well-rounded show.
Come on.
And I'm talking about Monday through Friday. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And if I feel like it, I'll get up on Saturday and Sunday. And if we really want to talk about the way shit been going, my radio been fucking up all of 2020. We done kept this motherfucking quarantine going. Yes. My radio been giving y'all all the headlines, all the news. We've been feeding all the major blogs. Everybody. And guess what? The Shade Room, like my filter picture. You saw them in my comments?
Yes.
I had pinned it if you want to go pull it up. The biggest urban blog on Instagram, they like my filter pictures, bitch. So I need, like I said, if y'all know about some more filters y'all think I might like, DM them to me so I can put it on my picture. Cause it seems like that's what the streets is wanting. They want me they like me with some filters. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get the people what they want. TKC said, "Oh, so loud and ghetto. How can anybody stand and listen to this hood rap?" TKC.
Yeah. Okay.
TKC like you doing right now.
Right.
You ain't clicked off yet.
Okay.
You still here.
Your voice.
So once again, when the hoe ready to go, they gonna get up and they gonna go.
Could I say this?
Your ass sitting all up on the couch. So chill and be still, bitch. You ain't talking about shit. What you said, Wiley?
No, I'm just saying you're one thing I learned from you, that you have that confidence. It's your dream, it is your vision, it's your show. And I love that you don't bend, it's just you. It's you. Because they used to try to drag you, and you kept through it. You kept really, really through it. And let me tell you, even with Tasha K, what she had, your influence is even greater than hers. When you're talking about influence, power, moves that you're making, it's greater. And she tried to throw shade, you went right through there, and your people like, we rock with Mob Radio. And you could do it without being verified. You could do it without having all these bells and whistles, HD cameras and all that. You could do it because you are a living witness of that. So I look at you and I said, this woman, even though you might go off, but you stay consistent. Nobody can doubt the power that you have outside of YouTube. You have that. Even with Tory Lanez, like that to me, when I saw you on TMZ, I said, that girl, she got it. She got it. Most people cannot say that.
So, but do you understand that we're doing YouTube?
Yes.
And if I can, whatever it is I'm doing, we are peers here. So that very well could be you the next day.
Yes.
Nigga, they put that on, nigga. Oh, white people saw that little nigga just called me ghetto. They saw my little black ghetto ass right there on TMZ, on national television, and on the website. And guess what? I don't have to do compromise myself. I'm me, and I make you fucking eat it. I don't give you no motherfucking option. So you either fuck with me or you don't. And I don't give a damn. Damn sure don't give a fuck. So it just is what it is.
And it's
okay,
right. And I'm bringing a point up for anybody to have any doubt. Say no, just stay focused and stay consistent. And but think about you when you break the story, you break it down. You get from other blogs. I mean, you go from the neighborhood talk, from this blogs I don't even know of. How do you keep up to date with everything? It's just like you the TMZ your damn self. You be everywhere. I mean, stuff that I don't even know. I'm like, damn.
Well, you know what? Because I have such an interest in the researching aspect of it.
Okay.
And that's part of the fun part, for me, looking into it and, finding out little details and stuff like that. That's part of the fun. And so because I'm looking and searching actively and not just taking a headline and coming out and saying, oh, yeah, this is what happened and what y'all think about it. You know what I'm saying? I like to dive into it. So I'm researching. And in the midst of doing that, these different names come up. And so also, you know, outside of that, the Amazing Mob who sits up and sends DMs, they tag me and stuff. They say, hey, take a look at this, take a look at that. And all of those things sometimes tying together. They may send me something, you know, today that's relevant to something I had a hunch about 2 months ago. And now I can finally go with it. You know what I'm saying? Because, oh, damn, you know, there you go. And so what the fuck? Bitch, I know you fucking lying. I ain't another mother. Let me tell you something. Milagro. You understand? You understand? Milagro would not never. And I'm not even finna fall for the trap.
Right.
I ain't even finna fall for the trap. My motherfucking hair dried in a bitch. My shit
90 seconds
right now. I just went and got a trim. Just did. So I ain't finna let Nan hoe destroy my motherfucking joy. She talking about she big mad. Nah, I'm offended that bitch you would even play with my existence. But it's cool though. You do your thing. I'm not falling for the trap. Black power. And furthermore, back to what the fuck I was saying.
60 seconds.
Oh my gosh, they are really with that point. Like, man, I can't wait. The future is bright for you. But I did hear that you offered another alternative with the story that Tasha K reported that, of course, I reported on it as well, with with Star Brim and Cardi. You said you don't believe that Cardi tricked on anybody. So I was like, okay. So you are not, you're pretty much not agreeing with Tasha K assessment with that story.
No. I think that whatever Cardi B could do in the future, we'll see. But as far as what I've seen, that's not something that I would report. I wouldn't come out of my mouth and say that Cardi B snitched or that she plans to do it.
10 seconds.
That's a slippery slope. I mean, I could say a lot of people plan to do a lot of shit. You know what I'm like? You know, it's a lot. You know, it could happen, and that's like a 50-50 thing. Either she gonna shut the hell up or she gonna say something. So there's nothing concrete that gives me any indication that she said something or they were even hanging out more recently. Now, do I think that they were going up against each other? Yes, I do. I do think that they were shooting slugs at each other. I do think that they're having a rift. You know, I do think that there are issues and tension. I don't think that Star Brim got hacked and somebody put an emoji. I think that she did it. And I think it's another occasion of Cardi having to question her. I do believe that. But in terms of Cardi snitching on her, the Dead Eye, you know, they don't even know if Star Brim snitched on what, you know, the members that are in there now. They're still waiting on paperwork, you know. So with that being said, if they haven't even named Cardi yet, who would she have talked to? That you know, that's my first natural question. You know what I'm saying? Is she mentioned in the paperwork, in the documents for Star Brim? Yeah, of course, because she's the one involved with the hit allegedly at the strip club because of the husband. The whole shit got called, you know, into play because of her. So she was mentioned, but not by name. They said another blood member. So of course they had their eyes on her. Of course they know who she is. You already know she got charged, you know, for her role in it. But I mean, we gotta wait and see. And I think that people need to be safe about it because we're talking about snitches, and we gotta remember we're talking about people in gangs. And I think that music, you know, on social media, you know, makes gangs look like it's a joke and stuff like that. But this is still real life. And if anybody gets an indication that a Cardi B, that a Star Brim, or anybody with any, you know, pertinent information snitch, that could put somebody's life in danger. That would put somebody's life in danger if the, you know, right, or what you would consider to be the wrong people believe that information, you know. So that's why before I would, you know, say that, I would just make sure that I really, really, really feel like that's the case. Because you have people that are willing to take your life, you know what I'm saying, for feeling like you put someone in prison. And the YouTuber Shaka LaBelle did an interview with the gang members' baby mama who had been at Cardi's like baby shower and stuff like that. The baby mama said, "We don't know yet if Star Brim snitched. We're waiting on paperwork." But I quote, she said, "I hope she wasn't dumb enough to do that." Now, what does that sound like? That sounds like, you know, a lightly veiled threat to me. What do you mean you hope she's not dumb enough? So that we're dealing with people's lives and shit like that. So we'd have to see. We'd have to see.
Right. So, yeah. So thank you. I think what you said, I hear your point with that, and it's an open case. Even with the Tasha K lawsuit, it's still open. There's still a litigation. We don't know until the judge have the judgment on who wins or who lose, right? So it's just like we can assume all day, but it's up to the judge at the end of the day, or who wins or who loses.
I mean, absolutely. Now, the crazy thing is, it's dealing with Cardi B. So when people are reporting on it, I don't necessarily think that every time it's to take a dig at Tasha K.
Right.
This is a celebrity case because it involves Cardi B. So I think that the same way people would be invested in anything else, I think that's the same type of, concern and, shit they have for this case. What I will say is, because Tasha is a Black woman, because Tasha is on YouTube, I wouldn't relish in the idea that she's failing or would lose this or lose that or whatever the case may be, no matter how I feel, you know what I'm saying, about what she may or may not have done towards me or anybody else. It's like people are giddy. I would never cheer about you, her, or anybody losing their platform or losing shit that they work hard for. Do I think that certain people deserve it? That's my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? But just this idea, like, you gonna lose or you're losing or, that's what you get. That's for God to say, what somebody gets, what somebody deserves. And so I've decided to take a step back and from that situation. My audience may want to hear about that Cardi B and Tasha situation, but as to not add any negativity to it or to ever, I know me, I talk shit naturally. I be and said some shit and it get, misconstrued or taken or be made into something that it's not. And so I would rather, see how the case turns out and then just report on that and keep it pushing. I don't have any interest to tear her down or to, break it down like that. Just let her do what she's doing.
I feel you on that. Thank you so much for answering that question, because everybody was wondering if you're going to make a statement or break down the story and give us details on it.
Yeah, they've been having a lot of people who have it's pretty cut and dry once you get into the paperwork. You got some good channels that break shit down, and part of me staying informed about what's going on is absorbing this stuff. So of course I'm seeing certain things, but you have a lot of good YouTubers who have broken it down, who have the paperwork so you can see it. Always do your own research. And let me say this. It's people like Rochelle Foster in the comments, leaving comments like, leave Tasha K out of it, Millie, if you can't hang. It's people like that try to pick and antagonize, you know what I'm saying, and instigate. That'll be the same one somewhere else saying, it's a shame that them Black women going up against each other. It's a shame that they acting like that. It's a shame, it's a shame, it's a shame. But they're the same one sitting in chats like this, egging on bullshit.
But to me,
I think honestly, it's a shame that grown ass people sit up and do that. That's a shame. Like, you really ridiculous. You're really ridiculous. What you say?
I honestly, this is keeping Tasha K name out there. I think she could do a little bit more to branch off, maybe to do a podcast outside of YouTube. But it is kind of keeping her name ringing, and I think it's either going to get more and more. But if Cardi B loses this, would that help take Tasha K to the next level? If Tasha K win the lawsuit?
If Tasha K, in my honest opinion, if Tasha K lost the lawsuit, that would be horrible. That would be horrible, regardless of what the terms would be, because we don't know what they could be, what's on the line. Mm-hmm. But it would be horrible because of the fucking response. Could you imagine all the people that would be ready to talk some shit and say, aha? That would just be a mess. Like, I just would, be like, cringing like that. That's crazy. You got a lot of people waiting on somebody's downfall, And if she won, in my honest opinion, Tanya, Monty must be talking about me. Tasha has become infamous, and there's a difference between being famous, and being infamous. I think that at this point, based on everything that's taking place, I don't know if she could get out from up under that umbrella of being infamous. Does Tasha get attention? Has she been in paper? Of course. Will Tasha continue? Could Tasha end up with a damn show on the sure? But will Tasha ever have a certain type of celebrity? I don't know. And will this propel her career? I think that if Tasha won and got a certain amount of money and invested it, you know, properly and really, you know what I'm saying, got some shit up off the ground and you know, started some shit up, sure, anything is possible, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't necessarily think that if she won, it would be like, oh, we got like an overnight celebrity. You know how Instagram is always making celebrities. I don't feel like, you know, it will turn into that. I don't. Because when you got, but think about this. That's why you got to be business minded at all times. The Shade Room, for example, if Tasha came in her case, is the Shade Room going to post about it based on Cardi saying don't post me and Tasha being affiliated with the Neighborhood Talk? No. You know what I'm saying? Is on site going to post that? 9 times out of 10? No. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Kyle will post it. Who knows? Or post about it. Or you know what I'm saying? You got to think about your relationships too. And the way that you maneuver and the way that you have, you know, the way that you move and shit and who you know, network with and stuff like that. So I don't think it means she would be like this overnight success. Mm-hmm. But I definitely think it will garner attention.
Thank you for answering.
It would be a story.
I think it would be a great story. I think it would be great for her brand. But again, we want to see what is she going to do outside of that. But a lot of people talk about her. You know, I do believe that she helped a lot of YouTubers because you can put her name in the title, you can get clicks and views for it. But it will also cautious other bloggers not to go in the deep end with her, how she went with Cardi B. But I guess that's her platform, that's her voice, that's how she want to operate. But I thank you for coming on. I'm excited about your Tory Lanez, the podcast with him, and that I think it will be way more interesting than any of these other podcasts that's out here. You got it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just hope that everybody feels inspired. Because I'm telling you, these people, when you putting people names and titles, they come and they watch it. Like they be here. They may not see every single thing. But these people who you think are so big and they would never pay attention, yes, they do. They pay attention to you. They want to know what you have to say. And they want to hear what you have to say. So just remain inspired and just work. And
because
the same way somebody can have 1 million subscribers today and have 0 the next day. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever let nobody, little boy, little girl, you know what I'm saying? Just keep doing your thing and figure out how you want to do it, how you want it to look, and just push it.
Right. Last night we were talking about Kevin Hart, and Flame Monroe came out of the bushes and she started commenting. So you never know who's watching, especially when you just never know, and they watch because
is Flame Monroe the one that's friends with T.S. Madison?
Yes, that's the one that did the special. With Tiffany Haddish.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay, cool. That's really cool, Wiley.
Right. So you just never know when you jump on the story and edit. And I was getting dragged by all the black women. Like they really, really dragged me. But it is my power to keep you on the show, keep you engaged. I've done my job. I don't care if you cuss me out.
Why did they drag you?
Because I said he was funny. And it made me laugh when he said his daughter had whole tendencies. So I said, hey, that's funny. It's comedy. And somebody posted Bernie Mac clip of him being gay, anti, homophobic in his comedy. He said if he would have said that today, he would have been canceled. But I thought it was funny as a bisexual man.
What was homophobic when he said some milk and cookies?
He said though the little boy was a fag, he was gay, even
I remember the joke.
Okay.
You know what my commentary was? I think that comedians, some people may say comedians get a pass, but it is what it is. I think comedians should be free to be comedians. And that means laughing at things that may make you uncomfortable. The funniest people are the ones who have dealt with some of the deepest pains. Though a lot of times those are people that can make you laugh. You know what I'm saying? They like to see smiles on other people's faces. So a lot of times you get these jokes that are just raw and like out there. They really get you in your gut. I'm from, if people can't tell by how I talk, I love me a Bernie Mac. I love me a Richard Pryor. I love, Jamie Foxx, Cat Williams, anybody else. Hold on, let me send a text.
I love it too. It's comedy.
I love them, and I love them doing their shit. And I want them. If you don't like something, don't absorb it. I don't think Kevin Hart is entertaining, so I just won't watch it. You know what I'm saying? I won't, partake. But somebody finds him funny. He sells shit out.
He sells it out and people watch, and he got Netflix, and they don't just give Netflix deal to somebody that ain't got an audience. So he got the influence and audience.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody's watching.
Somebody laughing. Somebody doing something.
I do think that he has abandoned his audience. I do think that Kevin Hart was better when his wife, his ex-wife Tori, was in the picture. And I don't like how Kevin, outside of the comedy in real life, sat down on live and tried to explain why it was okay to say what he said. If it was just for work, then let that shit be work, because you're trying to justify what you said. If we don't really talk about it, that wasn't right. I didn't like him saying that his daughter had whole tendencies, because now you open the door for somebody else to speak on your child like that. You did it.
Absolutely.
So why couldn't somebody else go make a joke about your daughter?
Why
not?
But to me,
you're teaching people how to treat her in those spaces.
But how I get it, how I see it is, he shouldn't have to defend it. What gets me with him, I think he want to be popular, everybody like, and that ain't the case. You a comedian. It's on the comedy. One thing about Monique, no matter what she said it's comedy, and I'm not going to apologize for what I said on that comedy stage. I'm free to say what I got to say because I'm a comedian. I just think Kevin Hart have to stay with that and stick with it. But him backpedaling, oh, this is what I really meant. You're digging a deeper hole. Because you don't have to explain. You are a comedian.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just let it be the comedy. If it's a comedy.
But I think
and I don't like his conversation on that Clubhouse app.
Oh, the Clubhouse app. Yes, he did have a conversation. What you want to say about that?
What? Okay, and then here she goes. Rochelle. Millie too pretty for the ghetto shit. Settle down to foolery. Nobody hating on you, Millie. I believe you're intelligent and quick thinker, but your ghetto outranks it all. I am who I am based on my experiences and my environment. I am not ashamed of who I am. I'm not ashamed of the people that I was around that helped to mold me to be the person that I am. If that offends you, then bitch, you're just gonna be offended. I will never apologize for who the fuck I am. And it just is what it is. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, bitch. Go get you some coffee, ho. I'm just trying to figure out why you feel like that's a dig at me. If you feel like it's a problem, if you feel like ghetto is a dig, then that's on you. That's cool. I'm not ashamed of where I came from at all. So if you think that makes somebody less than because of where they from and how they talk, you think that's something bad and there's a negative connotation with that, then I feel sorry for you. Because I'd have met some of the best people and some of the raggediest ass streets, blocks, houses, and everything else. People worth more than silver and gold that didn't have shit to their name. So if you feel like them people ain't worth your motherfucking time and they ain't enough for you, then bitch, you're missing out. Straight like that. Nah, I'm not big mad. You big fucking dumb.
Yeah, you keep it real, and that's why people love you, is because of your powerful voice. I really think that way. Are you that way at home, that aggressive, or are you more meek and humble at home?
I'm a shit talker to my heart. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time, you know when you cuddle up. I don't know this week. You know you like to switch flavors and sides and shit. I don't know who you doing this week. But you know how it is to cuddle up to a nice big man, and you know you get soft for your nigga. You know you ain't got to do that. You can let all of that. You know you can just chill and be calm. It's not even about changing or being a different way. It's depending on who you with and the type of response they elicit. You get to show those different sides to you. Yes. And so, am I this way? I don't need to be this. I can be this type if me and my nigga joking around, playing and shit like that. But I absolutely can, relax and chill and, want to make him play and bring him dinner and, the kids, you want to make sure you're talking to them a particular type of way, but these hoes on these free outs that think something sweet, I mean, hell no. They don't get that pressure.
Oh gosh, well, thank you so much. This was a surprise for you to come
on. Hold on.
Yes.
TKC said Joe Budden is legit and intelligent and has some sort of intellect. Millie doesn't. TKC, that's very funny. Because last time I checked, Joe Budden was on my Twitter saying that he couldn't wait to hear what I had to say about the Tory and Megan situation. What's your shit so I can DM it to you? You're a fucking dope, bitch. I'm your favorite, bitch.
Yes!
You see what I'm saying?
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh.
These hoes know not what they do. They're pathetic.
You got the Joe Budden receipt. Okay. Yes. Yes. I love it. I really, really love it. You keeping it real today. You're waking it up today. Wow.
They don't mean you're intelligent. Now, don't try to downplay it now. If your measurement of intelligence and somebody that you feel like is worth your respect and shit is Joe Budden, what does it say about the fact that Joe Budden was checking for me? You're a bum. You dumb. But you know what? That means you ghetto. You want to hear your ghetto. Yeah, okay. I love cussing people out in the comments. It's a part of social media.
Oh gosh. Yes. All right. So thank you, Millie. I can't wait to see your future's bright. I love you, and thank you for giving me a chance on your platform. And I remember I got on your show, and I noticed how powerful your show was, because you was like, and I was cracking. I was so overwhelmed because you give me respect. And you, if I do good, you put it out there. And he was like, did Tasha K give you your money? I was like, at that time, no. But before that date I got my money. People were talking about it, but you have a powerful show. I was on the #1 show in the country. So if I have a question, I'm going to be honest. Hey, it is what it is. I was overwhelmed.
No, I think that everybody has those moments. You know what I'm saying? And it's an open space. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Even the people that claim they don't like me now, they've been on my platform and opened up, you know? So it's something special about the energy of my radio. Truly.
Yes.
They've not been over to pour their hearts out.
Whew. Thank you so much. I want to give a special shout out to what your success. Oh my gosh. I don't know how you do it, to do 2 shows and then plus you got to do something else with Toy Lanes. How do you do all that stuff? Your work ethic is just unmatched.
Yeah, you gotta work. You know, I grew up in a strict household, and you have to get shit done. I think that I'm a natural hustler, and I like, you know, shit just working, and I get a goal in my mind, and then I become obsessive about that. Absolutely, about making sure that my dream comes into fruition. And so I've had to get better at consistency. But when it comes time to getting it done, that's not an issue. I'm always execute, but I've gotten better with consistency. So now it's like, okay, you can't be fucked with, because I'm gonna show up, and then we're gonna be there, because that's what was missing before. And the craziest thing is, I don't know how long people been listening or watching or whatever. This page ain't my first page. You know what I'm saying? We've had pages, and we got the screenshots, and I'm gonna go see if I can find them. Well, my page, 435,000 fucking subscribers on YouTube before it got deleted, you know. But these are the things they don't talk about when we speaking about, you know, accomplishment. If it's an accomplishment to do this and that, I've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? When I realized they didn't want to let me talk how I wanted to talk, fuck all of the awards, fuck a plaque, fuck monetization, fuck everything y'all talking about. I'm gonna do it how I want to do it, and thank God for amazing people who, you know, feel like they want to support. So definitely shout out to the mob always, mob reigns supreme, and shout out to, you know, people like you who sit up and show love all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you'll do great things as well.
And it's about the consistency. You know what I'm saying? That is key. Is
Absolutely.
Doing it every day, and you will grow. And I thank God for the growth, right? And so I know that the future is bright because it's happening, and people will reach out. And like you said, don't never think that these people are not watching, because they're watching. Because best believe if somebody do a video about me, I'm going to be in the bushes or in the clouds, as they say, watching, you know. So I know these celebrities sitting here, especially if they're at home and they're quarantined or whatever. So they out here, they saying this stuff. And sometimes too,
even when they're not, that's how narcissistic they are.
Right.
they care. They absolutely care, and they want to know what you said, and so they see it.
Because look at Jason Lee, he says what he says, and those celebrities, they let him know, hey, I don't like it, and everything like that. They watch, and I don't think his engagements are like your engagements, right? And I honestly, I don't see Hollywood like engagements like on-site engagements. I just think that his connections that he had with the industry gives some a hands up, and it overshadows but overall his engagements don't come close up on site.
You know what, people are so damn finicky, because there was this time, it was a really popular story. This girl had like 1 million followers on Instagram and tried to sell some t-shirts and couldn't move one. And people were so dumbfounded because she had all these people following her.
Wow.
And you'll notice that. You'll see people who have huge followings, when it's time to show up and actually produce, you don't see a true reflection of that. And you just really never know. You never know, what, like how people gonna respond. And they'll be acting like they fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Because these people have all of these different numbers, but it's crazy. Because I was, and it's not to be shady at all. Do you remember it was a rumor that somebody had did an event and like nobody showed up? He was a YouTuber.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But you would never think that because of the love and shit like that. I did an event one time at a haunted house. People bought tickets and did not, like people came, of course, but people bought tickets and there were some people who did not come. Like I've done like 2 or 3 of every event that I've done, there were people that literally paid money and did not show up. You know what I'm saying? So if people weird like that, like you never know. You never know. You really putting yourself on the line when you saying, okay, I'm about to do something. I'm about to have something. I'm about like, y'all show up for me. That's when you really get
because
to see
when absolutely, when you look at Megan Thee Stallion, you would think that she would sell millions in the first week of all the accolades. But when that first week came out, it's lukewarm, compared to other artists. You know what I'm saying? They're way better. So
absolutely. You know what? I don't know if you heard that Academics, he's with Everyday Struggle, he's on Twitch. He just quit Complex. He just quit Everyday Struggle. And he just quit because he said that he wasn't able to say what he wanted to say. And he came out today and he said that he feels like nobody can really say what they want to say about Megan Thee Stallion because she's being painted as a victim. He said, if you say something against Megan Thee Stallion, everybody gonna come up against you. You can't do what you want to do. You can't say what you want to say. He said, because if everybody was being honest, they would let her know that she needs to get better because that album wasn't good. He didn't say it sucked. He was calling it mid, which means he thinks it's okay. But he was saying if people were being honest, they would sit up and they would say, Megan, you got some growing and you got some work to do. So he literally went on Twitch and said, I got a big announcement, and he quit live on the air. And so you got people who are tired of people telling them what they can say and how they can feel. And they tired of feeling like I gotta say what you want me to say if I want to have a fucking job in this industry. You know what I mean? Like they want to think freely. They want to say that looks funny, and I have questions about it. My son, who is with Until Freedom, I posted some DM. Somebody DM'd him. They said, you and Jay-Z and them sitting up there tearing Tory Lanez down and da 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 da. This man said, if you basically don't believe her, it's because you fear and hate Black women. That's what he said. That's dangerous. You can't question somebody. If you questioning Megan, you hate or fear Black women? Really? But there wasn't one song dedicated to Black women on her album. The line that she spoke on Breonna Taylor in, she threw it in there.
Really? I think she's doing that for an impact. But if you understand, if you about protecting Black women, you want to steal from a Black designer, number one, and you want to even have people to harass your Black, best friend. And so I just think it comes
why ain't nobody talking about how they pulled that dress down? Megan said she didn't know the designer, they didn't do anything wrong. So why isn't the dress on Fashion Nova?
Because it got called
But they didn't make a headline out of that.
Wow.
Did they make a headline? Here goes some tea, Wiley. I don't know if you know. Megan just posted on her page her good friend Darren, who just had a birthday. Her friend Jaylee, that was with her at the premiere for Don't Stop, standing to her side, that's been threatening Kelsey. Jaylee made her page private because she's been saying some things that could get people in trouble. And so she made her page private, but she said, nobody is doing anything for my birthday. I'm tired of not being able to get no rest in LA. I'm ready to go home. La la dee, la la. So you got, just breakdowns everywhere with people getting propped up, and it's all falling apart. It's all falling apart.
Because
my opinion, your opinion, they were spectators. Right. I wasn't in no car.
Okay, go ahead. I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it wouldn't matter what Tory said. It don't matter if Megan said, Mia, this what happened. It don't matter if Kelsey said this what happened. I wasn't there. It would always be what they said. So until, something comes out that proves that this happened, I think everybody should be free to do their job. I heard somebody say it before, and I'll repeat it. You don't tell a plumber to stop going to his job, you know, because he got a fucking ticket or because he's in trouble. He still got to provide for his family. And so when you got people like definitively picking a side without having facts, that's a problem. We saw Rihanna's face. We saw what happened to her. Like, we're aware when it comes to other situations that there are no questions to be asked. This is not one of those situations. And Megan's situation is not comparable to Breonna Taylor's. It's very disrespectful to even liken the two. They're not the same. They're not the same.
I just think,
and something needs to be said about the inconsistency.
I think people are using that as a shield to help their own purpose, just like some of these beauty people, they use Breonna. Oh, shout out to Breonna, to Justice for Breonna Taylor, to cover up their mess, and they're saying that, you know, it's just really sad to me. But that comes with having those powerful people like Jay-Z and Beyonce behind you. When you have those powerful people in the industry that is working with her, that's working with Megan, because she got some powerful people that's behind her, and that's giving, that is trained and pay her with to what narrative to come. If you think Megan didn't think of this herself, it is people that get paid good money to spin a narrative, very good money. And I just think that was very strategic of her to say Breonna Taylor, black women. Let me take
what's so odd. If everybody would look into Justine Skye. Justine Skye used to be signed to Roc Nation. Justine Skye came out with music, and then all of a sudden she started hinting at being abused and said she had been abused. At first she said, I don't want to reveal a name, I want to wait, but I am a victim of abuse. Then came back later and said, Check West abused me. She said, she went on Instagram. She said, I have video of you jumping over my fence to come attack me. I have this, I have that. And was going on social media saying what she was saying. Now, regardless of how I feel about what Justine Skye said, they went to court. They dismissed those charges. That man was found out guilty.
Wow.
That man then went on business. And Justine Skye is who? What song have you heard by her? And what did Roc Nation do with her? And how did that situation play out versus the Megan situation? Like clockwork, the exact same way. And if we go all the way back to the Rihanna situation, it's very comparable to that. Roc Nation has a pattern of having a woman come up and say, this happened to me, and having them try to propel their career, you know, off of that foundation.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. I just gave two examples, Justine Skye and Rihanna, you know? And then you got Megan coming out with the same hair color, with the same layout as Rihanna, as the Talk That Talk promo, with the newspaper stuff. Come on now. With the red hair. That is crazy.
Oh, wow. Are you, if Tory Lanez come out and they say he's guilty, how would you handle that or respond to that?
You want to know the coolest thing about this job?
Okay.
We, right or wrong, the news keeps rolling.
Okay.
We're not affected in that way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we report the news and we have feelings and opinions about shit. That's all it ever is. So right or wrong, the shit keeps going. That, you know, if it comes back, then okay, they feel like he shot them. But they said OJ didn't kill, you know, rest in peace to the white lady. But I feel like he did that. What the fuck that mean to me? I don't care. I feel how I feel. I would have to see something and feel away. If I was wrong, I would have no problem saying, you know what? Damn, I was wrong. I would have to apologize to Megan because I've been on her ass. Then I would keep on.
You don't have a problem with apologizing.
I'm not going to be sorry for researching and using my mind and coming to a certain conclusion. I will never be sorry for that. But I will apologize if I got it wrong. But because I don't get up and just dry ass say shit and make shit up, when I say something, that's because I believe that. So if I said it, then I'm going to stand in it. So I ain't never sorry for the conclusion I drew, but I can be sorry for the effect that it had in my role. And I had to apologize to Cardi because I said that she wasn't married. Then she went and filed. Oh, I didn't think that she was married because I saw conflicting marriage certificates. And she came out and filed for divorce, and it was in the system that she was married. So that proved me wrong. So all I could say is, I apologize. Taylor Payne said you got too much time on your hands, but I don't. The same way CNN doesn't, the same way MSNBC doesn't, the same way E! News doesn't, the same way TMZ or anybody else does not. And that's what y'all fail to realize, you know? It's not too much time on your hands to be thorough. It's a shame that more people are not. I get paid for what I do. I don't have to, if I didn't want to get out of my bed, I don't have to. And I would never sit up and say, I make this and I'm doing this or that. But nigga, I done broke fucking stereotypes. Like, I'm not a statistic. I'm doing shit that niggas would kill to do. They would dream to do. I get to make a living off of my personality. That's powerful. I'm not too invested. I'm really not invested enough. I really need to go harder. I really need to push more.
That you're right. You said something that I'm making money off of my personality. That is powerful, and that is powerful.
Yeah.
Yes, that is.
It is.
That is. Shout out to the people that's on station. I'll put your name in the title, and already your fans is in there. Wow. And I rarely go on station here like that. I got to be very consistent. But now that I have my other phone that I can stream YouTube as well as station here, and while I'm doing it. Yes, it's other ways. So thank you so very. And one thing I like about station, I've garnered like a whole nother personality. Well, I could be a little bit more unfiltered because I love to cuss. You know what I'm saying? I'm a cusser. But YouTube, oh, you can't go there. Oh, you should do that. You're gonna be monetized. Blah blah blah. It kind of like restricts you,
Right. Exactly. Too many restrictions.
Yes.
Too many restrictions.
Yes, but I thank you.
We gotta be free.
Yeah, for giving us the exclusive and breaking the story down. And I'm here for it. I just can't wait. Like, just be prepared for people to say what they're gonna say, but you're gonna keep winning because your people will be there.
Absolutely. More filtered pictures to come. Shout out to everybody. I cannot wait. And thank you, Wiley. Thank you so much for your time. You're always so hospitable. And shout out to you and your platform. And you continuing to grow and your numbers increasing. Yes. And you reaching out, and having that confidence to reach out to people. And, get those interviews and come forward and do your thing. I think that that's a really good thing. Yes. And I think that should inspire a lot of people. So that's really good. That's really good.
Thank you. Thank you, Millie. Anything else you want to share?
No, look, let me send you your $20.
Okay.
And let me let you get to your stuff.
Okay.
Hey, Jen, I love you back. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, now, thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, bye-bye. That was amazing. Wow. Shout out to y'all so much on there. Make sure y'all subscribe to the show. This is why it's so important to listen to the show. You just never know who's going to call into the Wiley Show. Thank you all so very much. We will be going back live again in an hour or so because another story that I want to break on. I can't talk about everything in this live, so I will be back in another live. I already pre-scheduled it, so if anybody that's on my text list, I will be texting you all the link so you all could be informed that we're going to go live. I want to say thank you to all the moderators in the house that came through. I want to give a special shout out to our guest that came on, the YouTuber that jumped off the bridge. Giving us that exclusive interview. I want to also thank that producer for giving me the story about the restaurant. So thank you so very much, and we'll be back in another video. Okay, so God bless you. Peace. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thank you, and we'll be back with another video. Okay, if you want to be added to the text list, I will put the number on the screen. Give me a second. We do have a text list anytime we go live, okay? And that number is 972-674-9462. And you can text me if you have like any celebrity gossip tea. Shout out to my producers that actually giving me stories that people really don't talk about, or if they talk about it, I kind of jump on it first. So I thank you to those producers that are actually giving me these stories and tagging me in that, and me actually paying attention to those producers. So thank you. Let me get my notes for this next round of stories, and we'll see y'all then. Peace. Thank you. All right, y'all. Gotta go.